Why are groundskeepers so good at karaoke?
I don't know.
Because they know all about pitch.
Oh.
Thanks, Agri Mick. That was absolutely wank.
Not his best work. Is it?
I was speaking to the wife the other day about like where, well, talking about death and that really, and she asked where I'd like to be buried. The answer is not balls deep in your sister. Hey, hit it, Marlon.
Good evening, scumbags.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Doghouse, the podcast that wants you to know it's not an addiction until you've sucked cock for it.
Knobs. Who's been fucking with your knobs?
Fucking Reg always plays with my
I
knob.
haven't fucking touched
It
one
was
of them, mate.
very
Hear that
aggressively loud.
Me?
All of it.
I'm not
Knob
yet.
fiddler.
I've been called worse.
Ring the fucking bell.
Housekeeping.
Event. Buy
Right.
tickets. Now you have like a couple of days left to buy
Today,
tickets.
should we say Saturday is the cut-off?
Saturday's the cut-off, so tomorrow is the cut-off.
Because we're a week away. If you're listening to this on Friday, we are 8 days away. And if you just go on for a Thursday, you'll be like, "Go and get some tickets." And unless you live very, very close to us, no, is the answer. But yeah, it's sold really well.
It's going to be a hell of a fucking do.
But you guys have absolutely astounded me with the amount of sales we've done. We were very dubious of whether it was going to make sense because it was a lot of overheads, but no, it's come through clutch. So yeah, we'll just give you a quick rundown of important things you need to know for the event.
Right, so you need to get yourself there
Yeah,
by... we start at 6.
we start at 6 on the dot. Make sure you got your wristband on because we have security. We have to have them, and they are checking.
Real security.
Real, not even
fucking-
just like us lot titting about with a shirt on that says fucking DPRC NKVD.
Yeah, actual real security. I've been told proper naughty boys.
Yeah, proper firm, like come over
Yeah,
from fucking Millwall,
that's
innit?
it.
Keith brought them in. What you hammers? Oh, yeah, that's West Ham.
Yeah, so there's security on the door. If you haven't received your ticket by now, please let me fucking know. I know Royal Mail have lost a lot because they are useless cunts.
I think they think it's drugs, honestly, because the amount of like envelopes that have been opened. And they're in that bag saying, sorry, something happened to your envelope. They're always opened. And
Sorry, I sniffed your wristband.
yeah, I think it's drugs or cash because they must feel it and be like, something in there.
Something in there.
Like, what the fuck's a
But
certified
there's no
scumbag?
drugs. There's no drugs with the wristbands then.
No,
I
no.
thought we. Oh, okay.
No, there was
I
no.
thought
there
we had
wa-
drugs.
The plan.
They're a bit overpriced.
Do you know what?
though,
I might
aren't
not
they?
come actually. I think
The
I'm busy
plan
that
was to
night.
have an 8 ball of meth in there, but it just I couldn't get the fucking mix right.
Logistically.
You know, I nearly blew up the house, and she just had to draw a line under it. So sorry, no meth. There will be some there.
So we're opening at 8. The hog roast is kind of starting at 6:30ish.
No, open at 6. You
Yeah,
said open
yeah.
at 6. Not Marlon's
Sorry.
had a hard
Hang on.
week.
Let's start again. So the
Right.
event. What's happening? Time.
Opens 6 o'clock.
6.
Yep.
Bath and West.
Yes.
Showground.
Yes.
Thatcher's Bar.
Thatcher's Bar.
You come in the big gates, the big main gates with the little fucking not even office, is it? It's just like a
It's
thing.
a security hut.
Security hut in the middle. Come through the big main gates. There might be people to direct you. There might not be.
Will
but
we
it-
get searched at the gates?
no
For meth?
No,
No. Okay.
no. They know it's
Good to
coming.
know.
But they'll. It's the Thatcher's Bar. It'll be the only place lit up there. I'm assuming.
You come in the main gates, go straight down the drag, and then if you look on your right-hand side, just as you go past the block, which you can't miss because it's a big block on your right-hand side, you turn right, the car park is there on the left-hand side, and the Thatcher's Bar is in front of you,
It should be pretty obvious. So yeah.
and the lights will be on.
Whether they want to be home or not, lights on, no one there.
No, we'll be
No,
there.
we'll be
You'll
there.
be there.
We'll be
Oh,
there
okay,
stressing.
good.
And everyone, Mule will be there smashed.
Yes, I will.
How are you getting there? Can I have a lift?
Oh yeah, you got to make your own way there.
Yeah,
so,
can you give me a lift?
Listen, right. Listen, we're trying to get this out there now because of so many questions and DMs. We're just going to make it completely clear. Right. What times? It doesn't really matter about timings, does it? They don't need to know that. Like
6
it's-
o'clock earliest, is it?
Yeah,
6
so the
o'clock's
hog
earliest.
roast is 6:30, probably till 8:30, and then it'll just be like normal food, chips, burgers, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
The auction is probably going to start off 7:30, let's say.
Yep.
That's going to run for a good hour, and then we'll have a little break. go onto the raffle, and then we're getting absolutely cunted.
Right.
Right. Other things you need to know. The minibus that we've put on, at great expense, is only taking you home. It's not getting you there. So it's not going to pick you up from your wherever you're staying. We've only got it to take you home. It's going to be running.
It's going to be running on turnaround, so
Yeah.
it will start at 10, and it is going Highwayman and the Well, back to the Premier Inn in Wells, if there's anyone staying there, and back to the Bath and West again, and going again when he's
when
at full-
he's
full
got
half-
when he's got enough people, he'll be going.
When he's
Can
got
it
half
go
a load
via
on.
McDonald's in street at all or not? Past maybe a Mackey's? Is that allowed?
I
or
think
not?
if you tip him well enough, he'll take you wherever you want. Well,
Okay, good. Just checking.
yeah.
We like a Mackey's, don't we?
From what we understand, you can leave your car at the Bath and West.
Correct.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, so you can leave your car there and come pick it up on Sunday.
Yep.
Just don't be taking a piss. Don't be there at 6 o'clock because no one's going to be there.
No.
Yeah. So you can leave your car there, drive there, get a minibus home, work out how you get car tomorrow. I'm not your fucking dad. Work it out yourself.
Could they
You're
not bring the
grown.
car back to the hotel for me in the morning? Is that part of the service or
That
not?
is not. It's a charity. The amount of times I
Oh,
tell
yeah,
people
sorry,
it is
charity.
a
It's
charity
for
event.
charity.
We do. If
Yes.
there was more, if it wasn't a charity event, and we charged £30 a ticket, we'd be like, great. There's loads of scope to make a lovely, the
Yeah.
most. Fucking pour the drink down your throat as well. You know,
If you could, that'd be great.
wipe your ass. You would have to do this for me. No, it's a charity event. The margins are very tight. We're trying to give money to charity. Right.
That's fine. We'll find our own way there.
Can
and
you
we'll
tell
get
me
the
and
minibus
Marlon are
home.
quite stressed about
Yeah,
this?
I can a bit. I'm not sorry for winding you up. I'm just, you know.
You're being the audience for us.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying what people are thinking.
Yeah,
Which is, well, how am I going to get there? It's just ludicrous. Free hog roast, never mind that. What about a lift there? We'll get our own way there. We'll support the local taxi company.
Yeah, I
And
don't.
we'll get our own way there.
I love you all. I do not care how you get there.
I'm not bothered because
nor is
Mule's
it
going to
my
give me a
concern.
lift anyway.
When I go
Fucking
to a
hell.
fucking wedding, it is not the bride and groom's concern of how I arrive to the wedding, is it? No.
And I want to go in the Skyline Mule as well. None of this bloody Ford
fucking doing
Fiesta bollocks.
Oh, that's gone now.
That's gone.
Oh, was it?
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thank God.
The raffle.
The raffle.
The raffle is cash only.
Pound notes,
Pound
please.
notes, because we're not that fucking organised, and
They
remember
wouldn't let us have a
yeah,
card
no.
machine, is the middle and both ends of it. So, yeah, cash
didn't-
only.
Suck them off enough.
Yeah.
But the auction itself, you can pay by basically. There's a load of flyers around which will have a QR code, and you go straight to the Just Given and go. I paid £20 for that auction price. Transfer £20 to the GoFundMe.
Yeah,
Just
or
given.
Or you can do cash as well. You can.
Or
do,
yeah, or you can do cash.
You can do cash.
If you got to lose that money,
yeah,
from the tax man.
it's got to go somewhere. Yeah. So yeah, and I think that's about it, really, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, don't be a cunt. Don't wreck anything. We'll have a lovely time.
Yeah, if we behave ourselves, we'll be allowed to go back, which I'm sure we will. So yeah, awesome.
And the
there's-
dress code, because some people might not know.
Oh,
Because
my
I know, yeah, I know, we know, but some people don't listen.
Thank
So
God
can
you're
we
here.
just go through the dress code one more
They're
time?
getting
Right,
angry.
either-
They're getting angry. I'm glad you're here.
Mankini.
I'm going to tag you in a minute. It's your turn to wind them up.
I was pissy in the week, Bill, wasn't I?
Yeah,
And
fucking.
So it's mankinis only. Was it hot tub attire? Is that what it was?
You're all
Yeah.
coming back to the doghouse for a hot tub party, aren't we?
no, we're fucking.
Postcode is.
I'll bring the bowl.
I am wearing a. Everyone keeps asking what's everyone else wearing. I am wearing a 3-piece suit because I believe it's better to be overdressed than underdressed. And I did say smart. You can, if you want to wear a shirt and jeans, wear a shirt and jeans. If you want to turn up in your pants, you can turn up in your pants.
What
But I'm
about
gonna be-
shuffles? Are they not allowed?
Wear a
Banned.
fucking shot. I don't give a, at this point, I don't give a fuck. All I'm trying to do is raise some money for charity and put on a good do.
Fucking hell, he's so angry.
So yeah,
I've bought a new hat for the occasion.
oh wonderful.
It's
Have
not,
you? What's it like?
It's not Stetson.
Has it got a propeller on the top? Is it one of them?
Is it a helmet?
yeah, so I can nut people.
Yeah, I'm
New
wearing.
cowboy hat. Good.
I'm wearing a 3-piece suit. Mule, what are you wearing?
Probably, well, even a 2-piece or a 3-piece. One
Yeah.
of the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's
Well,
the-
what are you wearing?
Well, I want to leave it a surprise. I don't really know.
He's
to
wearing a
be
cock
honest.
sock.
I like you said though, Red. You're right. You're better to be overdressed
yeah.
than underdressed.
Yeah.
But also, some people will turn up in their dealer boots, covered in cow shit,
I don't
and a
care.
juicy
I
gilet.
don't know if you put your
Oh,
hand.
the
in your-
gilets
if
are
you-
available.
If you're gonna put your hand in your pocket, give some money to charity. Crack on. Give a fuck what you wear.
God, fucking cheer up. Jesus. It's like Bob Geldof's over here, isn't it?
Just give us your fucking money. Yeah, dolls wear for the women. My wife was wearing a dress. I believe. I think the general.
You listened?
Yeah, no.
Chief did tell me. I got no idea.
The general consensus among the women is they're going
My wife's wearing a
all
dress,
out, as
yeah.
they say. So there you go.
Can men wear dresses too?
I don't.
Look, you do you, boo.
I bet you look good in a dress.
Oh, yeah, you look out. That's why I didn't tell you what I'm wearing.
Take me out for dinner,
I've been
baby.
talking to Lucy and I've been saying, you going to wear that dress on the 17th? Or you going to not? No. Wait and see.
You walk past me and I'm not looking. I just grab your ass.
No, that's sexual assault. now,
You'll
all
do
right?
more than that, Reginald.
And then you'll get me too.
Double chicken on a Friday. Yeah. All right. So cool.
So buy fucking tickets.
Yep.
Or don't. We love you either way.
Yeah.
We're gonna have an awesome night.
Bosh.
There's merch on the website. Buy that if you like.
Yeah.
And our patrons are fucking incredible.
So that being the case, what have we decided to do from this month onward, Marlon?
Oh my! I don't like the word days, but holy shit, Batman!
Heavens above, did we spend some money?
So
big up Pit Viper UK, the fucking boys. Big up Thierry.
absolute boy.
Big up Thierry. Yeah, we went all out. We've got a trade account now. With Pit Viper.
Buy in bulk.
Yeah. So from this month forward, we're giving away 2 pairs of Pit Vipers every month.
2 pairs every fucking month.
2 pairs. Yeah, you should have seen the size of the box that turned up at our house. So yeah, we bought forward, didn't we? Yeah, so we got a massive bulk order of Pit Vipers, so we'll be giving 2 away every month to our amazing patrons. You don't have to do anything to enter other than be a patron. You're automatically entered into the giveaway. We do a little live. We go once a month. Me and Marlon go live from his kitchen and
It's a dining room.
We tit about and then give away Pit Vipers. It's pretty simple.
Can I just, while we're here, can I apologise? My Patreon, I'm a £6 a month. I'm a top tier motherfucker. Yeah. But what happened is I got a new card. And then I got an email from Patreon saying, we can't process your monthly payment because you may have a new
You're not on the Pit Viper giveaway anymore.
So I'm not, but I also haven't told them about my new, so I need to do that. In case you get an email saying that I'm not paying, it's just because I got a new card.
That'll be why.
But if you want cash now, I probably pay cash now. I don't know how it works. But that was just quite an interesting email.
Cash is king. Yeah, just keep it under the table, Boo. I'm not worried.
With £5 cash, not £6.
Giveaway will be on the 23rd.
23rd, yes. So yeah, we'll be live on the YouTubes, giving away
on the YouTube channel.
On the YouTube channel, yeah. I think that's about it. But before we get into it, a massive shout out, Marlon, ring the fucking bell because it's time for new sponsor alert.
Sponsor alert!
Big up KLJ Services. Now, you know, Will, you'd know, Mule, you'd know, and Marlon, you might well know as well.
Flashlights.
No, close. Trailers.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do tell.
So, trailers, the amount of time they get used, not overly often. Some more than others. But, you know, you drag out, like I say, you drag out the nettles a couple times a year, especially if it's a horse box. Yeah. What, you know, the handbrake seized on. The wheel bearings welded itself up. You know, especially on a horse box, the tailboards turn to mush. So have you ever seen a horse put his foot through a tailboard?
I have not. No.
Have you ever shoot a horse? No, but I told a cow to fuck off. Carry on. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, trailers are just nothing but a fucking headache as far as I'm concerned. And when it comes to repairing them, I'm not the man for the job. I don't really understand them. And also, how many times on this podcast have we cussed about trailer electrics?
Yeah, lots.
Yeah.
I cut my finger on a winch once, remember?
Yeah, you did, yeah.
True story. And you were doing an Automover, and I said, well, actually, today I borrowed someone's car trailer, and the winch was fucked, and it cut my finger, and I bled everywhere.
Exactly. So I don't know what you're adding to this, but thanks, Will.
I don't know. I just got a message to come in, and I'm here, so I'm not sure. Carry on. KLG.
KLJ Services.
J, yes.
So, KLJ provide reliable, professional, and incredibly professional, competitive pricing for all your trailer needs, whether that's just trailer servicing, general trailer servicing, horse box servicing, or agricultural trailers. Your man KLJ is going to have you covered. So, like simple things like you got your old. I've even got one, an old wanked out eye for a horse box. You got a rotten tailboard. Your trailer lights are fucked. The side panels are all swollen out, which is actually really dangerous. You've seen those old the old side panels on them. So basically, all it is like it's some of them plastic or alley skin, and inside it's just plywood. And if they get wet, they literally turn into mush. And you got to remember, you got a 500, 600 kilo animal pushing up against that. The last thing you want is your horse pushing through the side and falling out the side of the trailer. So it's really
Findus factory, won't it?
Yeah, it's really important to get these things fixed. And KLJ have access to all genuine parts for Eiffel Williams, Brian James, all of the above. He does provide a mobile service, but he's based in Berkshire, so he will travel.
Big up the Berkshire Turf Wars.
Yeah, all of these things like
East side is the best.
Things like handbrake seized on, wheel bearing seized on, just things that are just a general pain in the ass, or just a general service. If you're dragging out the nettles and you're just thinking, you know what, I could just do with someone going over this thing, giving it a good grease up and changing some of the cables.
It'd be better to go around it and then.
Yeah, I mean, we've all seen
on.
those horrendous things on the motorway of trailers jacked over and whatever else, and you never know. Your hitch might be absolutely shafted, but you not realise.
Yeah.
And you might be going over a bump and off comes the trailer. I've actually seen that with a cattle box once, so that's terrifying.
I sent a reel to the Automover of it was a flatbed Eiffel with a load of hay bales on it.
I saw that
and
one.
And it was jackknifing. And the guy's on the phone to his mate with the dash cam. He's like, I got to phone you back. I got to phone you back.
Yeah.
And it's jackknifing all the fuck. And then all of a sudden it tips over and just spreads hay bales all over the M5 or whatever.
The thing is, that might be driver error, but when the DVSA come round and check that trailer over and find out you got your
brakes are imbalance,
your brakes are wank, the piston's fucked, all this stuff, and all your tires are cracked, you're going to get shafted.
Well, the other thing I learned when I did my towing license test, whatever, was that your PSIs, which sounds daft, but if your tires aren't equal PSIs, that will encourage the
sway,
the snaking and the
Of course it
jackknifing.
will, yeah.
Exactly. So this KLJ is who the Automover uses, and the Automover.
The Automover.
The Automover said to me, he said, I actually said he's too cheap. Anyway, so yeah, and he's a guy that'll actually pick up the phone when you ring him. He's one of these chaps where you ring him up, say, can you do it? And he actually says, yeah, I can, I'll be there, instead of just being like,
Don't get around to that.
I'll get around to it. So a massive shout out to KLJ Servicing for sponsoring this episode. You can check him out. The link's in the bio. Just search on all the socials, KLJ. Link to his WhatsApp's all there. All the links will be in the description of this episode. So yeah, massive shout out to them. Right. Go. How's your week been, Marlon?
Wait, who's on? We don't know who's on.
Oh, fucking hell. It's pretty bloody obvious.
No, who is on? Who is it?
We have returning once again the Five Spice Master. He's mad for a fucking Lennel. It's Mooley.
That was nice. I like that.
The Five Spice Master. He invited me out for a curry in a week and I kicked off. Should have never given it back to them, the bastards.
Oh, fucking hell.
And we also have a master with a grass cutter.
Ooh.
It's Mr. Will Austin.
What's happening, cocksuckers? You fucking savages. My Joey Diaz impression.
That's
you get
pretty
it?
good, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
Monday.
thought-
It's
yeah.
Monday.
What's happening, you fucking...
What's happening?
You motherfucking motherfucking cocksucker just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
something
you
about it.
motherfucking cocksuckers.
It's Monday,
You
cocksuckers.
savages. I've just had an edible. Let's fucking go. I haven't. That was
I'm
him.
on a 200 million. That's right, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
He's so good.
He's brilliant.
Anyway, sorry, no, it's not Joey Diaz. It's only me. Only me.
It's
Back
only
again.
me.
Only me.
Are you well?
I'm well, thank you. Are you?
Good.
I
Yeah,
thought you were. Good.
I'm all right.
Yes,
Right,
we're good.
Marlon, how's your fucking week been?
Oh, it's all right, mate. It's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Land Rover's shit. I've ordered a new phone.
Oh,
An iPhone?
Yeah.
Is that the new?
Is it?
Is this?
No.
Is this the new phone?
No, it's like the story of my life at the minute.
Oh, right.
Nothing's in stock. Fuck everyone. So they said it was being released at the end of the month. And then I had an email saying it's going to be up to a 28-day wait.
That's a long time.
That's a long time,
Yeah.
especially when that is wank.
You get an iPhone in a day, I reckon.
Yeah,
Overnight
yeah,
shipping.
easy. They told me it was going to be
nobody wants them.
They told me it was going to be a 2 week wait for mine. Turned up in 2 days, mate.
Yeah, because nobody wants it.
Are we talking another phone saga?
Have you
now?
got a new phone, Reg?
I'm not buying into this. I'm not buying into this. I'm going to start it on you now. Be like, what's your phone here, Marlon? What's your phone like?
Has it updated yet or not? You're still trying to get all the contacts on it?
I have had some phone-related dramas this week, but that can wait.
So I ordered the S24 Ultra
Ooh, spicy.
terabyte version.
Terabyte.
Terabyte.
That sounds like terrible.
That
Is
gonna be
it, for someone who doesn't know anything about phones, terabyte.
Big.
A big boy, like
Big.
an iPad.
No, not like
his phone. Is it like his
big.
phone? Oh, okay, right.
Storage
Yeah.
big.
That's good.
God, it's like talking to your old man, isn't it? What?
Lots of porn.
Does it have Snake 2 on it or not?
Yeah, you can download that.
How do I send this bloody phone number, dude? I hasn't worked this fucking thing out.
We had an update from Anchor.
Oh, your battery pack.
Apparently, it's been shipped.
Right. To where?
Ooh.
How? To who?
Via, I think they use a company called Crowfoot.
They made that up.
It's actually being fulfilled by their sister company, Pigeon Leg.
It sounds a lot like they put amazing price up thinking no one's going to fucking buy this at this price. And then you've actually ordered one and I fucking hell.
Now we have to build
If
it.
if you look at their Trustpilot, they have been reamed, royally fucking
everyone
reamed.
that's-
Everyone that's ordered. Because
Ooh.
obviously it said it was going to be like 7 to 10 days in November.
Ooh.
Maybe they just didn't build them. They're like the whole from November
just-
onwards. They'd be like, "Get the R&D team quick!"
We got these fancy fucking boxes and nothing to go in them. It's not a complete order. They don't know when the solar panels are going to be back in
Oh,
stock.
for fuck's sake.
But basically, you got to wait till June. So June is the deadline, really. Glastonbury, isn't it?
Glastonbury
So you
is
gotta,
like
I know.
the-
I know it's not ideal, but as long as you get
Well,
it
I
for...
did want to use the van before June.
No, you're not allowed. I'm afraid.
And obviously,
No dry runs.
No. Just straight to Glastonbury. Good luck
Yeah.
with your pigeon foot delivered thing.
it's not going to get her, is it? It doesn't really exist.
It's giving you time to do a lot of other. I saw you did some other things to it.
Yeah, so we put shout out to VanMasters. Thanks, Carl. We put a leisure battery in it with a really over the top split charge system with Bluetooth.
Every time he says leisure battery, I always think
Why has
think
it
of a
got
battery
Bluetooth?
with like a mojito
So you
on a
can
beach.
check it on your
Yeah,
phone.
on a sunbed with an umbrella above it.
You're so posh. You're the poshest man.
I'd like fancy, as I
Marlon?
said to you,
Yeah.
I like fancy shit. And if I can look on my phone and see what amps it's charging,
Oh,
I like
Yeah.
that.
Can you turn your tap on and off with your phone though? Because I saw your
No.
tap. No, you can't.
It's a
Who
physical.
needs that?
What, a tap?
Who needs to take
People that drink and wash.
You ain't washing in this sink, mate.
Oh mate.
Yeah, and we put, well, when I say we, Kyle put the tap in and the sink.
Oh, so now you can actually go to Glastonbury because you have to have a tap
You
and a
have to
sink.
have a fitted either washing or cooking facility.
What, to be a camper van?
Yeah.
Do you?
Otherwise, you're just a dirty jippo.
You're
Not that, like, if they open the door, they can see it's a camper. But
I've got a camp bed in the back of me.
Want
In the back of me tipper mister, so I have.
I mean, I expect
You could do with some tarmac round here, boy, I tell you, for nothing.
And the wrap is booked in.
Yeah.
Ooh, da, 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 da. Has
Yeah.
it been designed?
It has. It looks good.
Yeah.
I saw a little thing.
It's nearly there. A couple of tweaks, and
What's the day of installation?
I can't tell you that.
Because you don't know.
It's in the diary. I can't fucking
Some point in
remember.
late June.
Yeah. That's my week, really.
Ah.
Have you been up to anything exciting?
Me? Oh, yes. Oh, it's been absolute, as I said, it's just been absolute carnage. It's been nothing but sex, drugs, and, free love and fucking in the bushes. I've painted 3 rooms. Yeah. I've painted downstairs, bathroom, utility, and the kitchen. Oh, it's been crazy. And what I want to say, right, is like, whenever you
Duck egg blue.
mention painting...
Elephant fart.
It's actually Egyptian cotton and nutmeg white and polished pebble. Jay, one thing you should learn, right? Don't look at any of these fucking living home magazines or anything like that. Fuck that.
I don't often do that.
What you want to do
No.
is go down a fucking for any women that are listening or
Oh,
whatever.
sorry,
It was
yes.
doing up your house.
So all 3 women.
Don't
That's 5%. I'll have you know.
fuck Pinterest off. You don't need any of that shit, right? What you need to, how you find out what's in fashion, get down to builders merchants and ask them, what are middle class white women having mixed up? And they will
always-
literally straight off the bat they'll be like,
it's been Egyptian cotton for the past 10 years, to be fair. They
Yeah.
Well, he
fucking
said,
love
no,
that.
because
don't know what
I
it
said,
does to a woman.
he said, what do you want? I said, Egyptian cotton. He said, yeah, big seller. I was like, nutmeg white. He said, oh yeah, selling a bit of that at the moment. And I said, we were going to go fucking some other like grey slate or something. I said, but we're going polished pebble. He said, oh, that's a good one as well. Getting rid of a lot of that at the moment. I said, any other ones? He was like, yeah, it just came out with about 4 more. I was like, Oh, this is the inside. Who needs fucking
Inside track light.
Who needs fucking Paris Fashion Week? Just go to the fucking builders merchants. That's the in. That's the in colours.
Yeah, CRS is a bit like that, isn't it? Yeah.
They fucking
They all wear
know.
high heels and walk up and down the place.
They've got their finger on the pulse when it comes to fucking home fashion. I tell you, all the latest trends straight down there. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing that, and like so you've been up to much? You say, oh yeah, just painting, and they're like, oh, I was out going. I was like, yeah, masking takes ages, and they're like, oh, there's this difference, isn't there, between people, and there's this like higher class of people that do a higher class of people that paint their houses. They're like, oh, you mask, just freehand. Those people are liars, or they are sociopaths or bad painters.
Who have you been talking to?
My missus just speaks
Lawrence
to
Llewellyn Bowen.
every fucking woman my missus speaks to. She's like, oh no, I didn't mask, I just freehand. And I'm like, you.
I haven't got the time to mask up a fucking room.
You freehand?
Yeah, fuck them.
Oh,
Nobody
God.
looks that closely anyway.
I will next time I'm round and go,
Don't.
fuck me, Marlon.
Haven't you got your little blade? Do you have like the edging
It didn't
blade? Or does that
work.
not
I
work as
did-
well? Was it a bit of a gimmick, was it, Reg?
Well, it wasn't a bit
The man in the shop said it
Did
would
you get
work.
suckered in? Shopping channel, 2 a.m. It's gotta be good. It's gotta be good. Yeah.
For $25.99, we can have this delivered to your door tomorrow.
It's here tomorrow. Come on, let's get
works fantastically on door frames. Anything basically if it's a straight edge needs to marry up with a straight edge.
No.
Turns out people that built my house don't know what a straight edge is.
No.
Yeah,
Two
the-
straights don't make a
Fucking
straight.
lying.
the ceilings not straight, not a perfect 90. No, so
That's why there are texts.
yeah, literally. So I bin that off and just went with the fuck it, I just masked the whole fucking lot. And yeah, to be fair, it didn't take that long to mask, does it really? I was just trying
More
to,
than I want to spend.
yeah, I just tried to speed up the process, but it just made a bit of a mess in a couple of places, and I fucking binned it off. So
You
yeah.
can't rush some things.
I've ordered my.
I've heard that
I've
once.
ordered my flooring. Oh God, that was a fucking hoo-ha. That was. But yeah, no.
A hoo-ha.
That was like,
I've known that for a while.
this?
Bloody hell.
That were a fucking-
What a hoo-ha that was.
That was a fucking hoo-ha. But yeah, no, it's ordered, and I didn't realise. Obviously, ordered it, and then I was like trying to get someone to fit it, and they were like, "Oh, you have to keep it inside for about 6 weeks." I was like, "What?" It was like, "Well, it's got
Has it got to stabilise?
literally because it's got the wood has got to match the humidity of the house before you fit it because it expands and contracts, doesn't it?"
Sounds like high maintenance wood to me.
I know. Couldn't have just gone with fucking laminate.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's
oh
a lot
no.
easier.
I had to have a nice, thick, engineered fucking wood floor. Yeah, so that's got to live in the spare room for 6 weeks. Just sat there, 20 fucking packs of it.
You're doing the whole downstairs.
Whole downstairs, whole fucking lot's being done. Yeah,
That's a lot of flooring.
it looked good though. Yeah, it was 46 square meters, and it was, yep. You do it once, do it right. And then don't think about the fucking
Budget, fuck it up and regret it.
Yeah,
That's what I tend to do.
I could get some shit laminate for about £7 a square metre.
yeah. It wasn't that. I'll tell you that.
No.
But yeah, I've had a bit of a technological fuck up this week. Well, I say fuck up. So I bought a couple AirTags because I've fully invested in the fucking Steve Jobs world. He's looking for a button. So I got these two AirTags, put one on my fucking car keys and one on my house keys because I'm a fucker for just ditching them around the house and forgetting where they are. And my missus likes to leave the house like a fucking camp commandant. Get out of the house now, you're leaving! Most women to fritter and fuck around.
I thought I had to leave then. What's happening?
I was just daydreaming. I'd zoned out at this point.
Even ask the question.
That's it. Yeah, just
Neil, wake up, we gotta go, quick.
most women fritter and fuck around and can't find this and can't find that. Turns out I'm the bitch in the relationship that fritters and
Bah,
fucks.
we knew that, Reg, didn't we?
I
Yeah,
don't want to say too much.
they call her Peggy. So I was like, you know what, to alleviate this issue, I'll get a couple AirTags because I've lost my keys before and it costs a fortune to get keys cut, and plus a fucking Defender key's a fortune. So I was like, got these AirTags, right? One of them just decided to stop working, and I was like, oh, cunt, I've let it 3 weeks and it stopped working. I know, I've never heard of them like stop working.
No.
So anyway, I was like, fuck's sake. So I just, I disconnected from it or whatever it is, like remove the AirTag.
Turn it off and on again. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, just try and turn it off and on again. But then it just straight up wouldn't connect again. So I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's fucked. But it beeps and it still makes noises. So I'm like, it must be able to like reset.
Did you hit it with a hammer?
I've tried most things less hammer. Yeah. But what it hasn't done there's a well, for lack of a better word, there's a rape function on these AirTags. You might have heard about this.
Oh no, I haven't.
Yeah,
Do tell.
Yeah. So what you do,
You
what
shove them up your ass.
if you? I'm not going to describe how a rapist would do it, but it will
How do rapists operate? Can you tell me?
hard, and fast.
Sneaky.
Yeah. So yeah, if an AirTag follows you around, it'll ping you and say you're being followed by an AirTag. It's been
By a rapist.
Yeah, because if like a bloke slips a fucking AirTag into a woman's bag,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's
good
how it
point.
works.
Yeah.
Or if you're being followed by someone and they've got one of their keys, it's like, oh fucking hell, it pings up on your phone. So.
Reg has been followed for a week by this
He's gonna get
AirTag.
raped by his car keys.
Well, this was it. I thought the fucking
Get raped by a defender. What's new? Fucking hell.
First the wallet, now my bumhole. Jesus Christ.
I thought this AirTag was just dead to the world and just had no wireless connection.
You unlinked it up, had you?
But it can't. I tried. I did.
You didn't
next
read the
door's-
instructions,
I
did
fucking
you?
tried everything.
You didn't
you pair
do
of
it properly.
cunts, all right?
Wouldn't be your fault.
Oh,
no.
fucking technological mule over here. Fuck me.
What you need is a stick in the ball, Reg. That'll help.
Well, actually,
Not his Wi-Fi bollocks.
last week I lost 20 minutes of my life to an AirTag.
Yeah, how?
Who's following this bloke?
Couldn't catch him.
Customer had one on his keys, and then like this noise kept happening in the office, and I was like, "What the fuck's that?" I spent 20 minutes trying to find out what this fucking noise was. I've never heard the noise before. I was like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Yeah. Yeah, so my phone has been going fucking nuts. It's like someone has been following you for a week.
Oh, wow.
All the way to your work and back.
But it
as
was your
well.
own car keys.
Crazy that someone has been following me all around Shepton, all the way to work, over to Frome, and and it keeps telling me it's like AirTag detected near you. I'm like, I know, it's mine. You fucking idiot.
What? If it doesn't work, why have you taken it with you?
Because I'm hoping that it's going to work at some point.
Why don't you send it back?
Send it back.
Oh, because so you can't just. I bought it off Amazon. I was like, sweet, just send it back to Amazon. Oh no, you have to send it back to Apple. You have to box it up and all this. Oh, they've made it fucking difficult.
What's wrong with that?
What? Because it's just faff, and I will send it back because I'm trying to fix it because I'm like one of those blokes like I will do everything other than fucking go to the effort of sending it back. But now, so yeah, my phone 3 times a day tells me that I'm being followed by a fucking rapist.
Leave it in the house.
Or look after your keys. Just remember where they are.
Just concentrate.
Just you.
Just-
Yeah, exactly.
just
How many
think
millions of
more.
people don't use these AirTags? And look, my car key is here.
Yeah, I know.
There's no AirTag on it. And I know it's there. And
Yeah,
I
but-
know that if I leave the room and come back, it'll still be there.
Well,
and then
anyway.
it won't be. No?
Fuck yourselves.
Just
as far
to
as I'm
play devil's
concerned.
advocate with the whole thing.
Oh, don't you upset him again?
Oh, sorry.
Don't tell me how your week's been. I'll give you some
Ready.
fucking shit. How's your week been, Will?
Yeah, my week's been good.
No
Yeah,
one
well, you're a
cares.
fucking cunt.
No one
Why
gives a
just
fuck.
concentrate more? All right?
I concentrate a lot. I was quite stumped by that question. My week's been good. What's happened to me? I've got my Discovery stuck in a situation today which I wouldn't have thought it would have got stuck in. So I like fucking around, going up Salisbury Plain and doing off-road. You know, like off-roading, like
Yeah.
proper, like up Salisbury Plain's pretty hard going. And I do a bit of green laning and fuck-arsing around. You know, you fuck about and find out with these Land Rovers. And my Tiger truck used to go and have fun. Anyway, today I was hedge planting just down the road from here in a grass field full of trees, right? And the trees are only a few years old. So there's a lot of
Young saplings.
Thank you very much. There's a lot of tree guards, like with the wooden stake and a big green
Yeah,
plastic thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was hedge planting up there all day. Went to leave, and it's about 4:30. I thought that's good. Knock on a bit early. Get on out of here. And I was just down a bit of a grass, down the bottom of a bit of a grass sort of slope. Didn't think much of it really. And left at 4:30. Thought that's good timing. Still daylight. Get home early. Have a shower. Come up here. Whatever. I got stuck on this fucking little grass. It was a grassy knoll, if you will.
Oh no.
The fucking wheels were spinning, and I thought, no, that's no good. I'll go forward a bit, get on the grass, try
I
reverse.
heard one bullet from the left, but also 3 from the right.
I thought I'll go back. This time I'll use speed and power, as we all know is the answer.
Yeah.
Power.
So I did speed and power. I had the window down. I put my head out the window to see where I was going because there's a lot of new trees in the way. I don't want to hit them.
No.
So I got spat in the face by mud flicking up from my tyre, and I couldn't see anything. And I was just spinning, and I got stuck, royally fucking stuck, down a little grass bank. and I thought I'll go forward a little bit more to get a bit of a run up. Tried that. I'd sank maybe 4 inches,
Fuck it, now.
and the wheels were spinning.
Did you not like bang it in off road and put it down in low box?
Yeah, so just for context.
Yeah, why didn't you just not be such a spaz?
Why didn't you think?
Yeah, just
Reg, I apologise for earlier.
Concentrate.
just concentrate. All right?
What I did,
With
I'll
all
tell
these
you.
fancy settings and you're like, speed and power.
Yeah, I did
get
speed
an
and
air
power,
tag
and then I thought,
Land Rover have spent millions on these settings, terrain response. You've got hill descent control, and you're like,
Yeah.
I just put my foot down.
I don't need hill descent because I'm going up the hill, not descending. So that's out of the question. But I did put it
If you
in.
flick the button the other way, does it mean that's
Yeah, if you pull it up, it goes to ascend mode. I'll put it in mud and ruts, and I'll put it in low range, and then it lifts the suspension. I thought, this is good. Like you said, there's a lot of effort gone into this terrain response on a Land Rover.
It don't work though, does it?
And I'll try and use it to my best ability to get out of the situation at 4:45 when it's starting to rain and it's getting dark and I don't know anyone in the local area to pull me out. So I stuck it in reverse, booted it. No good.
We've already
Oh,
got
you're-
yourself
you're-
into a fucking
Sorry,
hole.
Yeah,
sorry,
well,
you were reversing up the hill.
I was reversing up the
Right,
hill.
okay.
But I couldn't go forward because I'd gone down and I had a fence in front of me and a hedge and then these newly planted trees which we're trying to encourage them to grow.
Yes, yeah.
Last thing I want to
Full
do
on.
is knock
Full
them down.
throttle.
So anyway, I phoned the landowner who lives down the road and came over with his truck and pulled me out. I think 11 trees were absolutely destroyed as we pulled me up out of there. It was carnage. It was
What
horrendous.
truck did he have?
I don't want to say what he had.
So you're not even carbon
An
neutral, you're
L200.
carbon negative at this point. You've not only have you burned all this fuel, destroyed the environment, you've also taken down
Do you
a
know
load
what
of
else?
trees.
You're just like Taylor Swift.
My battery was low, so I left the engine running for 20 minutes while it was on the way to charge my phone. And I did think at the time, this is silly. This is a 2.7 litre V6 engine charging a phone, but I don't give a fuck. I planted all these hedge plants. I'm basically better than Greta Thunberg. So, so that was quite funny.
Hedge plants.
They're little whips. They're little tiny little things. But they will one day, they will grow to magnificent
They will. They'll
be
trees.
glorious.
Yes.
Much like North Korea, yes.
Yes, that's it. Yes. So that happened. I don't know what else has happened to me, really. Not a lot, to be honest. Quite a boring time of year for me, work-wise. Dark early. So, yeah. I was just quite embarrassed, really. I got I got all-terrain tyres. I thought,
What was the car? Come on.
disco free. Oh,
No,
what towed me out?
Yeah.
Well, two things are quite embarrassing.
You say
I-
fucking Hilux. I'm
no,
gonna
it was an
scream.
L200. But the
It's
thing
not
the
mine.
thing that really fucks me off, I'm quite into tyres and stuff. I got Goodrich all terrains
Yeah,
on mine.
I
I
saw
think, well,
them,
that's a
yeah.
good half 50-50 all terrain,
yeah.
half road, half off roading, whatever. And
On-road,
he had
off-road, no road.
he had these fucking Conforcer
Oh, yeah.
Chinese rip-offs of my
yeah.
tyres.
Beautiful.
So I got saved by a cheap Chinese rip-off of what I've got, which cost a fucking fortune.
They're
20
not
inch,
cheap.
20 inch as well.
What?
So set of 4 is a lot of money,
Yeah, that's
but they
cool.
look good. And I'll tell you what, they won't get you stuck, Reg. Apparently, they did. So yeah, that was my day.
Ah.
I was
I
quite.
will admit, you were there, and I think you weren't. It was before you got there. I had a bit of a bum clenchy moment, didn't
Oh,
I?
yeah, you were good.
Ooh.
Yeah, that would
You
be
were you in the car? No, Dol was in the car.
I was in
think.
the Corolla.
You were in the Corolla. You
Yeah.
did try it, but
I
you
did try it,
decided
yeah.
against. Hey, we're going to go do our little. We did a little shoot over Christmas, didn't we? And I took the Defender down. It was down a green lane, and it was fucking sodden.
It was a proper lane.
And I was like, I went down there, and it started to spin up, and I thought, oh my.
I would have loved for you to get
Jord
stuck.
was behind in a Ranger, and he was spinning up.
What
and I
tyres have you got on your Defender?
thought,
Like Pirelli Scorpions or something?
no, I've got 50/50s. So
Are they? What are they?
I can't-
Conforcers?
I can't.
Oh.
Whatever fucking come with a damn thing from
General
you.
Grabber 83s.
That's it.
Yeah.
No.
Oi, don't test me on my tyre knowledge.
They're not 80. They're not that. They're not that off roady.
I
I'm
thought
gonna have
they
a
were
look,
like
come back.
Continentals, weren't they?
Something I can't fucking
Avon
remember.
Ditch Finders.
Yeah, literally. And it started to get a bit squirrely, and then I started to put my foot down a little bit, and it started coming up. It was like suggested program. I was like, you suggest it, I'll take it, and it did pull me out.
Did it say suggested, Reg? Speed and power.
It did.
Or not?
It didn't come up with a picture of Clarkson and be like speed and power.
May I suggest speed and power, Reg?
That's how I had to get the Corolla out of there. That was.
But yeah, it was a
You
bit.
should have taken the jet.
I'm so
Yeah.
glad it didn't get stuck because he would have never let me forget.
Oh, I would have just.
Oh, how many times have you taken that thing off road, and Reg? How many times have you been stuck, you cunt?
But
All
you
that
got the
fucking
same
money.
You got the same tech as the old Disco 3s then, the old all-terrain the terrain
it's
response.
on from both. I mean, and
Oh, it's on for. Have you got?
I'm terrain response 2.
Are you?
Yeah.
They don't do 2, do they?
Yeah.
I'm on 3, I think. So whatever.
Has yours got an active red F?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
He doesn't. He He doesn't know.
Yeah, it's got either. Yeah, I've got.
You've got air suspension as well.
Yeah,
do you?
no, not on that one.
Oh, you don't. Oh dear, pop spec. That's cool. That's cute.
We're all friends here. We're all friends here. Keep reminding myself that. What about you, Mule? Fuck off, Will. We're not hearing from you anymore. What about you, Mule?
Cool. That's the nerve. That's the nerve.
I've spent my whole life having a piss taken out of me for my cars. There were just some days.
them.
Yeah, just your own doing.
Why
mate.
didn't you get air suspension? On a serious, because are they not all air suspension?
So when I ordered that one, it wasn't an option on the commercials.
Oh,
You can have it now, but when I ordered, I
Yeah,
would have had
right.
it, but they didn't have it
Yeah.
on that one. So
Pop
But yeah.
spec.
next one will have that. Had a fridge.
Yeah. I got a fridge in mine.
Have you
You
actually?
fit 4 cans of Thatchers in it perfectly. It's like they've measured it for me. Horrendous.
These ones are going down to the West Country.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a fridge. Oh, HSE, mate. Top spec.
Oh, they have a
You
fridge,
have a go
do
in it
they?
later on if you want. Take your shoes off when you get in.
Fucking hell. What about you, Mule? How's your week been?
My week's been all right. Yeah, I've doing fuck all this week, really. So it's quite nice. I've had enough. I've just been so busy. I've just thought, fuck it. I'm going to do nothing this week. Well, I say nothing. I'm still working, but like not booking lots in.
So he's done 2 indicator bulbs today.
Yeah. No, I was just doing my own car today. So I bought a new car.
What is
yeah.
it? Do tell. Air
I've got-
suspension or not?
No, because I'm not a maniac. Passat. I bought myself a Passat.
Yes.
Right, Tyson Fury.
Yes.
Yeah.
What shape is she?
B7.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
2012?
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engine in it?
2-litre TDI.
Common rail. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. £30 a year tax.
Oh,
How?
Lovely.
bring it up. We've got the
Wow.
cat out of it. And the DPF. Blank knee jar. Should be right.
It's fucking lovely. Estate, huge.
DSG.
Huge.
Manual.
Estate.
Oh.
Estate. Huge. Beautiful.
I fucking love Passat Estates.
It's really
it is
nice.
enormous.
Brilliant.
I really didn't want it, but basically I've got a new addiction. It's
Yeah,
just-
it's not a good addiction.
No.
Meth would be
Ooh.
cheaper,
Yeah.
mate.
Is it Marketplace?
No, it's Copart.
Ah.
Yeah. And I bought 3 cars in January from Copart.
you?
Yeah. Passat being one of them.
Right.
And,
What else?
What was wrong with it?
It was a Cat S, but I didn't read it very well.
This.
So it was.
Oh, now we've all been there.
Yeah.
I've done that.
I got really excited, didn't read it all.
This is a
So-
good story.
It was a Cat S, and I thought, oh, nice. And there was a massive dent in the bonnet. So I was like, oh, cool. It was front end damage, Cat S, sound. That was actually in 2019, and it's been on the road since then. So someone's just bought it back from the insurance. So it was in the auction because someone wanted to get rid of it quite quick, is what happened. So, yeah.
What's Cat S? Because I know what Cat N is.
Structural.
Yeah, sorry, it was a Cat
Cat
N.
S is just
it, was
Cat N.
it was a Cat
So
N,
that's,
yeah.
N.
that's not structural. Is that not
Non-structural.
structural?
Non-structural.
Like wings and like
Yeah.
cosmetics.
Superficial.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, it was in the auction for unknown reasons.
You mocked me. All of you have mocked me today, and all of you
Is
have
it a
made,
drug car?
both of you have made fucking stupid mistakes.
Actually, I've been...
What have I done? Had an air tag that went slightly wrong. You got your fucking Land Rover stuck in what
I've never
seems
seen
to
him
be,
so wild.
what seems to be a fucking verge.
Charity does to you.
And you're wait for this. This gets even better.
Well-
only Mule could manage this fuck up.
It's a really nice car. It's
It
done
is. I've been in it.
86,000 miles.
Beautiful.
What colour is it?
It's
Hard,
like
hard miles,
full
I might add,
service.
because it's nearly as loud as the fucking Fiesta.
it's like a dark grey blue, isn't it? It's like a
Yeah,
weird...
it's got like a almost like a bit darker than frigate anthracite grey.
yeah, that sort of colour. Nice car. Bought it. I knew the engine management light was on from the pictures, so I was like, okay, well, that's going to be something. But I got it really cheap. I got it for 1,800 quid, which is for one of those.
12 months
Yeah,
MOT?
it's cheap.
Was it MOT?
No, you don't get MOT with them.
Do you?
No.
It's a lot of money for something like MOT, isn't it?
Well, yeah,
No,
but
well, no, because I paid
Bear in mind, I don't know what I'm on about at this stage.
I paid $4,500 for my B6.
Yeah.
That done 55,000.
Okay.
So 1,800
All
quid
right,
for a
that's-
newer
yeah.
version.
So it was cheap. My engine management light was on, so it turned up. Bloke went, oh, the battery's quite flat. I had to jump it. I said, oh, no worries, just turn it off and I'll sort it out. Couldn't get it started. I had a car on it. I had 2 jump packs and it wouldn't start. The battery was completely knackered. So I had to put a start-stop battery in it, which are really expensive. I don't really notice it when I'm billing them to people, but when it's my own car, I'm like, Jesus
Bloody hell!
Christ.
Who
How
fucking
expensive
pays
is it?
this?
I
Like
think it was
couple hundred?
160 quid, I think.
Okay.
for a decent one. Did that, and then it would crank for ages and ages, and then fire with loads of smoke coming out the back, and I was like, oh no.
What colour?
But grey.
It
It was just fuel. Plugged it in, it needed a crank. There was an issue with the crank sensor. On those, cunt, have you ever done one? They're like, they go like this. They're like a Z shape.
I don't think I have.
They go like plug, then like that, and then in there, and they're bolted. You meant to take the oil cooler, oil filter housing, everything off to just get to one bolt, basically. I didn't do that. But Shep was down with me, and he was just going through the car, just being nosy. He was like, oh, do you want a crank sensor? And there was one in the door pocket.
I reckon someone's take one look at the job and go, fuck that.
Put that in, fired straight up. Absolutely mint. It's been running sweet. So I did that. And as we were doing that, discovered some other things with it. It's been on fire. A small fire.
How did you discover that?
The melted things underneath are a dead giveaway.
The empty fire extinguisher under the bonnet.
Shields and the plastic under tray.
Yeah. So one of the tyres was melted on the back. So my theory is the theory. Here's the theory.
What you reckon?
What I reckon. Well, I reckon she was in a cult. I put this past Reg the other day, and he poo-pooed this idea.
No, I didn't poo-poo it. I told you you're a fucking idiot. I was like, this is madness. What crack were you smoking when you came up with this?
Well,
it was quite late.
It was quite late.
We're very tired.
It was quite late. I think she's parked over a fire, like a bonfire or a...
That I could get down
or
with.
a disposable barbecue while doing a sacrifice.
This
sacrificing
whole
a small goat.
sacrifice thing came from. He's found some beads in there. He's like, obvious beads, obvious sign of cult-like behaviour.
Was there a virgin in the boot strapped up with cable ties?
There was a lot of small baggies in there,
Was
though.
there?
Yeah, a lot.
Maybe they were
Okay.
just a fucking idiot. Maybe they just went to a festival, monged out a fucking tree, and just drove over a disposable barbecue.
Do you know what?
In
That's
Mill's
actually-
mind,
I like the cult one better.
Much better.
In Mill's mind, he's like, well, they were obviously a member of New Jonestown. Like, it's the only way. Clearly, there was cyanide in these baggies. Don't join the fucking CID anytime soon, you fucking spaz.
Anyway, the fire's done no damage, really. So,
Apart from the tyres a bit wanked.
oh, yeah, I had to put 4 tyres on it, get it MOT'd, and it went straight through. And there's a lot of melted electrical plugs, which I will change at some point.
Cut the plug out.
Yeah, not yet. Give
Yeah.
it time.
And that's been really good. You've been in it. It's nice.
It is nice.
It's got an analog clock.
Yeah, you keep everyone who sees it. You're like, got an analog clock.
A man of cult.
I like
That was an optional extra.
Was
They
it
didn't come
actually?
with factory.
Oh,
yeah.
the clear sign of the middle class apparently is an analog clock in the center of
Does
the
it
dash.
tick tock, tick tock?
No, it doesn't.
No,
No,
okay.
no.
It's more like a Rolex.
I was like,
Yeah, it's too
fucking hell,
smooth.
Just
Too
like a
smooth.
Bentley in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fucking got a
A
clock.
fucking cuckoo clock somewhere on the dash.
Jesus Christ. It's a lot. I'm very happy with it. As you know, it's my opinion is most important.
Obviously.
Of course.
Because I fucking hated the Fiesta, but I really like the Passat.
Yeah, it's nice.
I know. I'll be ringing you up to move many things because I can't fit fuck all in my car.
Yeah, everyone's already ringing me up asking me to move shit for them.
I do actually have to pick up a sofa from Salisbury on Sunday.
Oh, very
so if
busy.
you could- okay.
Yeah.
I better get the old cattle box on the back of the disco.
No,
then.
don't park on any fucking verges, will you?
It'll be a smooth ride with the air suspension, though, I'd imagine.
Does anyone want to buy an Escort?
Yes.
Fuck it.
Is it still dry stored?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
I'm buying cars. Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
I'll do you a good deal.
Then I bought 2 C1s that have had very, very.
You bought another one?
Yeah, I bought another one.
Oh
yeah.
my god. You haven't sold the first
No,
one.
sold it.
What?
Yeah, yeah. I've
The
done really
moment it's sold, you're like, reinvest. You have to reinvest. The key to this is to not get off the train.
The second one's had a very, very previously enjoyed arse end on it because it's not well.
You met my wife.
Like the Channel Tunnel.
I can't even load it. Oh yes, I can. It's very, very fucked, but that's my.
What are we talking about?
It's yeah. So that's my new thing. Is just buying cars now. That's what I like.
There's big money in cars, apparently.
Big money in it. Yeah,
buy them
Mad
cheap,
for the
sell
dingers.
them high.
Oh my god, that's
it's been
That has been fucked right in the ass.
yeah, it has,
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You can fix that up.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
Yeah, all right.
I got some tea-cut if you want to borrow it.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Good, that'll buff out.
Couple of drinks.
Yeah,
be all right.
So that's my new thing. I bought a dishwasher finally as well.
Oh my god,
Was that off Copart and all?
No, it wasn't.
It was in the back of the piss rack.
Yeah, bag a set of plugs and filters on her. She grand shag.
Load of baggies in a bloody
Oh
dishwasher.
god. I reckon they were used for some sort of cult. I reckon.
We must clean the virgin before we kill her.
There's a goat.
Well, that was the thing, the goat. Yeah, that was the other part of the theory.
There's no evidence of we sacrifice goats.
Yeah, there is, because like the exhaust flexi is really high up on those. It's literally like above the subframe.
Yeah.
And that is beat to fuck. So we reckon she drove over the goat that was on the fire. And the goat went up. And then she drove over the fire with the rear wheel and melted the tyre.
Can I take you to a crime scene one day?
Well, I reckon what happened there.
It's like there's a knife, there's some blood, and there's a dead man.
He got shagged in the ass by a candlestick, didn't he?
And there's some footsteps, and Mill's like, cult-like activity again.
But oh boy,
Bees,
I'll have
give
it.
to
Yeah.
me.
Empty baggies, dead man,
Dishwasher.
known drug dealer. God, well,
It must have been the goat.
I'd go as far as to say grooming gang.
I'm just saying, you wait till I get pulled over. There's a marker on this car. Is there? What for?
Goat-like.
Just comes up Heaven's Gate.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Oh, God. Well,
So yeah, that's me.
That's you.
I will. I
You'll
will.
join a cult.
Yeah. But I will have a dishwasher soon. First time in 6 years, so that'd be nice.
I don't know how you've done it. Well,
I don't have a
I think the key is that he
Just-
hasn't done it, has he?
You don't need
No.
a dishwasher,
What?
do you?
What?
Look, you do it by hand.
I do. That's what happened. What do you think I've been doing?
that's what we
Throwing
do.
the plates
I
away?
don't know. Yeah. Polystyrene plates for years.
Yeah.
Chuck them in a bin, we're done. That's it. No washing up needed.
I bought a Hoover one. Don't know if that's a good make.
No idea.
No,
mate.
they do hoovers.
Yeah,
they
that's what I
suck stuff.
thought.
They don't clean stuff.
That's what I thought. But
yeah,
I thought
you fucked up there, Mule. Should have come to me.
Last time you loaded the dishwasher, you got her pregnant. You can't.
Oh, that was good. Oh.
You ain't gonna know yourself, mate.
yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
amazing.
actually, no, it's not gonna be any different. You don't do fuck all,
I do the washing up.
do you?
I do. Yeah.
Well, you got a
What
fucking.
the fuck does she do?
He's got
She
a
cooks.
he's got a Nilfisk fucking hose coming through the window. There you go.
Snow foam on and everything.
Make sure you load it completely wrong and fuck it all up. So there's like
Yeah.
sitting water and stuff,
Mm.
and she'll never make you do it again.
Oh yeah.
That's big
That's
brain.
Marlon's
That's it.
top tip of the week.
It's like me with the hoovering, actually. Yeah.
I load that fucking dishwasher like Jenga. I'm not turning that fucking thing on until he's absolutely rammed. You got the hot tub on the burn out back there. I've got to be thinking about me hot water, you know? That anything with electric element, I'm like, ooh, not too long.
Cunt's got a coffee machine.
Oh yeah, he's on all the time. He's on standby. He's got 4 liters of water just constantly boiling, ready for me at any time.
He plays like really big brain sometimes, and then it's like it just goes really small brain.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, my genius just knows.
You're
no
always
bounds.
like that.
What, me?
Yeah.
Some things are really clever and other things are really fucking dumb.
No, you just think you're always just.
You're always clever.
I am incredibly big brain, Bill. Okay? Right? Enough of this. Cult boy.
I'll find out. I'll
Find
find
out?
out.
Yeah, get to the bottom of it, Mule.
Yeah.
Get to the bottom of it and prove
I'll
us all
find a
wrong next
newspaper
time.
clipping of that heaped up in a head.
Oh,
Seven goats in the back.
I got to the bottom of it, Reg. Oh, yeah? What was it? Proved you wrong, didn't I? What is it? Child murder. Great. Well done, you.
Anyway, it's a lovely car. So
Good.
I'm glad it's
that's fine.
it's working out well for
Yeah.
you. That's good.
And she's bought a new car as well. She's
Ooh.
bought a Skoda Superb.
Oh, that's super.
fucking hell. That's a
Yeah.
weird name for a car.
It
You mean
is,
you're
yeah.
expecting a lot from that?
Yeah.
It's like
they're not either.
EE is like everything everywhere, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're not. They're
No,
just
I
never
try
in where I
fucking-
live. They never work.
I tried to ring grandmother earlier. I had no cunt in signal.
No, but you should have everything everywhere. But you've
Everywhere.
got nothing nowhere.
Exactly.
So it's superb. Good luck with it, but it might be shit. Going by this logic. I don't know. Let us know next time.
Yeah.
So 2 estates.
2 estates, yeah.
Hey,
Fucking
what about
hell.
your old Saphira GSR? You gonna get one of them or not?
Fuck no.
All you need now,
I live on
please.
the wrong end of the estate for that.
Yeah, we ain't Reg's End, are we?
All you need
With his
now.
fucking coil suspension.
I'm gonna hold back. I'm gonna hold back.
He's got a small screen in his as well.
Oh,
Got a
no!
little screen. Have you not got a big boy screen?
No, I didn't have. They didn't offer the big boy screen.
They sit one looking at you and like, he's a small screen boy, isn't he?
Got the Fisher Price one.
Fuck it, yeah, walked in there like, fuck me, that's small screen energy. If ever I did see it.
Enough of that. Let's stop.
What else
now.
can we get with him?
Yeah.
Now, come on. What are we doing tonight anyway?
What's on then? I need to pee again.
I need a piss.
Ah.
Right, Reg, do the break thing.
We're going to have a break and we'll hit into it after. It might be quite a long one after the break, so hold tight. Right. But before we cut to a break, a massive shout out to the sponsor of this episode. Who is it? It's the Automover.
Told you.
He's already had one ad read, hasn't he?
No, he hasn't. You
Yeah.
cunt.
Basically by Will
I
earlier
tell
on.
you what I need. I need someone to move a clapped out banger from A to B. Do you know anyone?
Well, if he can get out of a muddy field.
I'm going for a pee. I've had enough. I've heard enough. I'm leaving.
A massive shout out to the Automover for sponsoring this episode. Right, it's pretty simple. It's a simple thing. You bought a car, it's too far away.
Or it's a Land Rover.
Or yeah, this is the thing. It's a project. You like you say, a Land Rover. It's a project, or it's an Escort. It's a Passat.
I don't know if he moves people.
That's been in a small fire. You know, do you really want to risk that breaking down on the side of the motorway?
Definitely not.
I wouldn't. I'll be honest. Having bought many a Land Rover in my time, I've literally every fucking one I've bought has had problems on the way home. It was Denny that was with me when I brought the P38. I drove
you didn't
that.
get far, did you?
I drove that 3 miles.
Surprisingly.
3 miles. It overheated massively. And then after I'd sort of somewhat managed to jerry rig some sort of cooling system together, I then went to fill it up with fuel, and diesel just poured out of the top of the fuel tank because somebody had, you remember, you fixed it. Somebody had basically had glued the return back on. If I'd have had a fucking brain and that knew about it back then, I would have just got in touch with the Automover and be like, you know what, mate? Here's the car. Here's where it is. I've already been down to go see it. Can you pick it up, please? And he'd be like, yeah, no worries. And I would not have to worry about all this madness and breaking down and worrying about fuel coming out and then driving home, but making sure I don't idle too long and worry about traffic and all this shit. It just turn up here. I'd be able to deal with all these small problems once it's home in a nice, clean environment where I'm in no pressure and I'm not worrying about getting back home for the missus or the dogs or actually getting to work the next day, which there have been some situations in which I've been like, am I actually going to get home today? Just get in touch with the Automover. It's simple, reliable. You're a dedicated load, as we've said before. You've got tracking, live tracking on the vehicle, walk around. It's all insured. It's professional, reliable, all of the above. It's such a simple thing that more people should think of when buying a used car or even a new car. It doesn't matter. If you haven't even got if you just don't have the fucking time, just get in touch with the Automover, pick up the car, and just carry on with your fucking day. Go to work, not have to worry about these things.
Come home and boom, it's on the drive.
Literally, it's there, ready, waiting, done. Yeah, exactly. So, and also,
He was in Scotland today, wasn't he? He went a long way today.
He's been all
over the place. Is there anywhere he doesn't go? Is it UK based?
What I do enjoy is him videoing other people in various places, loading cars.
Yeah,
all
the vans.
Really
Yeah.
fucking bad loads, and then just picking them to pieces about how they've loaded it wrong and how they should be loaded.
Is he
I'm
still
like,
doing his mystery car? Or not? Or have I been missing that?
Well, do you know what? He's putting pictures up of vans and vehicles on the trailer, which is not part of the Guess the Car game. And
No,
I keep
but
wanting to comment going, it's fucking full transit, obviously. But I haven't. Maybe I should do. We should all do it, I think. They're like, come on, you dickhead. It's clearly a Defender. I can see by the badge. He doesn't do that Friday game anymore.
Oh,
though,
I
don't
really
think.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, I never got it right, but I liked it anyway.
So yeah, if you want to check him out, the links in the episode description is the www.theautomover.co.uk. All the phone numbers are on there. The WhatsApp number, email at info@theautomover.co.uk. And if you put ITDH in the vehicle description, you get 10% off. I keep forgetting.
Was that 70%? That's gone up. It's mad. What a bargain.
10% off. Massive shout out for him to doing that. Yeah, awesome. We're going to cut to a short break and we'll be back. Bye-bye. Bastard thing here. Right, and we're back. It's time for Drink of the Week. Marlon, look what I have bought us. We've wanted this for fucking ages.
I've been trying to find it since you mentioned it and I forgot to order it.
Very excited. So I've got us Fireball, cinnamon and whiskey flavour liqueur. I don't know if you can actually get the Fireball whiskey in this country. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I just saw it in Tesco's and thought, fuck it, I'll go with it. But yeah, without any further ado, Marlon, if you could please read the marketing bullshit.
Ignite the night. Night is also spelt wrong. It's probably done on purpose.
What is it? KN?
NITE.
That's a yank way of spelling it, isn't it?
What you have here is a liqueur with smooth whiskey flavour and a fiery kick of red hot cinnamon. It tastes like heaven, burns like hell. What happens next is up to you.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
I've never had
That's
it
a good
before.
line.
Have anyone ever had this before?
I have,
No.
yes.
You have?
Yes.
Never ever have I ever.
No, so I know it's
Always
a very,
wanted to, then.
Quite nice, actually.
it's a very
Is it?
American drink from what I understand, isn't it? They love it over there, the old Fireball.
Pitbull does.
Mr. Worldwide.
Mr. Worldwide.
305.
Right,
Yeah.
let's have a see what we think. There you go. Yours. I've got exact measures, as I'm sure you can all
It's
tell.
quite the measure.
It is.
Smells so good.
Oh,
Do you remember those
Cheers.
little
Thank you.
red sweets?
Yeah.
it does smell
fucking
good.
hell,
Yeah.
Yeah, now I do.
Big reds.
Woohoo,
Big reds.
They come in like the square fucking cardboard box.
That's it. I thought you get big reds over in America. It smells like that, doesn't it?
It smells nice.
Smells like Christmas.
It does smell like Christmas. What are we saying then?
Smells
Right.
like trouble.
Oh, that's really nice. That goes
It's
on.
good, isn't
that
it?
goes on and
It
on.
well, it's called Fireball for a reason.
I thought it was a bit of a slaggy drink, but it's nice,
It's
isn't it?
quite nice, yeah. It's a bit. I'm sure it is a bit basic, but
Slaggy drink.
That's
Hold on a minute.
that
We've
is
just got to go
good.
and sacrifice
that
a goat.
warms the cockles. That does.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Ooh,
That is.
I can see why people get all fucking.
I imagine
shit.
this is what they drink on the hunt. Is that right?
Oh, what on the hunt? What do you
Yeah.
mean the hunt?
The huntsman.
No, they drink.
That'd keep you warm all day.
It would keep you warm all day. Possibly on a fucking American duck hunt if you're all dressed up in orange.
That's right. I really like that.
Thick, isn't it? It's quite thick. To
It tastes like it looks. If
Yes.
that makes sense. You
Yes, it
expect
does,
it to
yeah.
taste like that.
be fair, like you smell it, you know, it's like you know exactly what you're getting with it. Oh,
I feel like I could run a marathon now.
that is warm,
Going
isn't
a
it?
bit far.
Maybe half
That's,
a
that's
marathon.
quite warm. What do I have? A dash of coke, I reckon. Bit of ice, maybe. Take that heat off it.
I don't really want to.
It's got good legs, isn't it?
Put a bit in
Yeah, a
it.
bit of ice would be nice, I think.
Put a bit in it. See what happens.
Drop. See what we reckon.
I don't want to ruin it. I want you to tell me.
Yeah, you ruin it.
Better or
Oh no, I think I've ruined it.
Yeah.
No, it's too sweet now because it's quite sweet anyway, isn't it?
It
And
is.
very
Yeah, it
sweet.
is.
Maybe it's just ice you need.
Go on, take a couple out. See
Put
what
a
you-
lump in. Lumpy.
See what you reckon.
Got it.
It's been a while, hasn't it? The king's a bit lumpy as well at the moment. Isn't
Oh,
Oh,
fuck
yeah. It's enlarged lump.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know, Charlie
His,
boy.
anus in it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that no? It's not his prostate. They've
Yeah,
already-
is it?
No, it's
Is it not
not. No,
enlarged?
they've said it's
Ah.
not prostate.
It's enlarged index finger, is it?
Oh, look, he's been looking a bit fucking fluid retention-y for a while, hasn't he? Them fingers.
It'll be dead in a minute.
It screams kidneys.
Fucking hell.
I can't say that.
Here we are, Dr. Reg now.
Fuck me. I mean,
Got his
He
white-
reckons.
Got his white jacket on and his stethoscope.
they've only just
Voodoo
bloody
doll
they've only just started fucking printing the money for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
his stamps on it. His stamps have got his
Have they?
girt noggin on it.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen them yet.
No, we
Yeah.
ain't got any of those yet. Not privileged enough.
What's it like with ice, Samuel?
I keep it as it is, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's no way of improving it. So right, what are we saying then? Out of 5 on the old TripAdvisor rating.
I'm solid 4.
I was going to say the same. Solid 4. I think it's too sweet for a 5. But yeah, solid 4, I'm at. What about you guys?
I'll go 4 as well. I think 1's enough, isn't it?
It's quite, yeah,
The more, like the first sip, you're like, this is lovely.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
I think the problem is if you're fucked up, that would go down
That's why
far
it's
too
trouble.
easily.
Yeah. I think the first sip was delightful.
Yeah.
Second, less. I think 4 as well. 5 is too much,
Yeah.
but it's more than a 3.
It'd be nice in a custard.
4. And a custard.
in
In
a
a curry, maybe, with your lentils.
No.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
get
just-
fucking started.
You get a brandy
You got any
custard.
with you? We can try it with some lentils.
What?
You get brandy custard.
Oh, God. Mule's
And
weird
Bailey-
upbringing comes through again. Where's
Bailey's
that?
cream.
Hand me the brandy butter.
Oh yeah, mix
Yeah.
that. Oh,
I've never had that.
Have you not?
No.
Well, you were from the streets. Weren't
Where do you get brandy custard? Do you make it at home or do you buy it from
you have to go to an establishment.
Waitrose or John Lewis, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
So yeah, 4 out of 5 Fireball, cinnamon, and whiskey flavor liqueur. Whiskey flavor, that kind of worries me, but yeah.
It's a nice bottle. I like the label
It
as
is,
well.
it
Yeah, it's
is.
good. It looks good.
Before we get into the rest of the madness of this episode, a massive shout out to the new sponsor alert, Marlon.
new sponsor alert!
VanMasters. VanMasters, Marlon. We literally shouted them out in the episode earlier. Not because they sponsored us, because they worked on your van. So VanMasters offer a mobile service covering Somerset and Dorset. So what they do is... Explain what they do, Marlon. You'll be able to explain it better than I will. They've worked on your van.
Kyle will come round to your house and fit anything from a swivel base to a sink to one of his custom designed beds.
So electrics, windows, carpet lining, solar systems, 240 electrics, or whether it's 240, whether it's a leisure setup like you've just had put
That's
in.
it. Kyle came round on Saturday and he fitted a split charge and leisure system into my T5 and then put I believe it was a domestic sink and tap setup with like fresh water, wastewater. It's beautiful.
He's
It is
he's a man of many
beautiful.
talents. He does electrics, he does plumbing, he does lining, he does windows, he does...
Anything your van needs for its conversion, he will be able to supply and fit.
What was it you said, Marlon? It was... You said, what I would have taken me a week to do, Kyle did in 6 hours.
Yeah, because I would have dragged it out. Everyone knows I would have dragged it out, and probably like done some reckoning, measured the sink cut about 40 times, and still not have been very sure. But everything is straight. It is a beautiful install. I haven't taken any good pictures. I will take some good pictures and bang them up on the old Discord.
So if you've got a Transit, was it Mark 7 you had, Mule? Was it Mark 7 or Mark 6?
Huh?
Transit you had, what was it, Mark 7 or Mark 6?
Mark 7.
So if you've got a Mark 7 L Jumbo Transit, you've bought it, you've told the wife, look, we're going to build a camper, and all you've got is 6 sheets of ply and an idea in your head, and you've tried something and it's gone horrendously wrong, and your carpet won't stick, and you've no idea what you're doing with 12 volt and 24 volt. It's just going to save a lot of aggro, getting a bloke in who is literally does this for a living and be able to create what you've got in your head on canvas, as it were, if you want a fucking girt window, if you want a massive hole cut in the side of your van with a window or a swivel seat, like you said.
I didn't know where to put everything. And he ended up fitting the leisure setup and the split charger underneath the driver's seat.
Exactly.
And you wouldn't even know it's there.
Yeah.
He's been doing this for years. He's seen it all. He knows exactly where to route everything, where the best places to install stuff is, where not to make a mess of stuff so you're not going to see it.
It always takes long. I've done
Right.
2, and you always look at it, and I always think, that's going to take me 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 months, 3 months. It takes you way longer. You just get someone else. I will never do one again. Get someone to fucking do it for you.
So a massive shout out to VanMasters for sponsoring this episode. You can check them out with the links in the description. On Instagram at VanMasters, www.van-masters.co.uk, VanMasters on Facebook. 10% off, quoting ITDH.
70%. Wow, incredible. Well done, VanMasters.
You're the
You
worst
don't.
person to have during an ad read.
Oh no, Gilo's worse than me with his hey.
So yeah, covering Somerset and Dorset, but it will cover out of the area for an extra charge. So massive shout out to VanMasters.
Big up to VanMaster.
Oh, awesome. Right.
If you see us at a show, you can ask for a demonstration of my tap.
Oh, your tap.
I've seen this tap. It's a nice tap.
It's
I've
a
had some
nice-
offers, but
it's
that is an
goldy.
offer.
Oh,
It is.
honestly,
I've never seen a tap so shiny.
it's
Oh.
This, yeah.
Beautiful.
Very good.
Brilliant.
Right. Government overreach.
Oh,
Dun, dun, dun.
Reg's episode.
I have been
Reg reckons.
We must resist tyranny. I've been trying to do this episode forever, and finally Marlon just said, let's do government overreach. I was like, yes!
Why did you do this?
Right.
Got bored of saying no.
We're going to start off with what I sort of consider my OG government overreach story. It's about a little place.
Should we turn our mics off? Is
Oh,
that-
you
I'll
get,
get another
all right.
drink.
It's all about a little place in Idaho.
Just leave him in here on his own.
Right, Reg, we're getting in the hot tub. We'll be back in half hour, right?
I'll be back.
It's a little story. It starts off in Idaho, and it's a little place called Ruby Ridge. So the Ruby Ridge incident occurred in northern Idaho, August 1992. Basically, there was a chap called Randy Weaver. It was him, his wife Vicky Weaver, and their children, and they moved to Ruby Ridge to escape what they saw as a tyrannical government, a government outreaching its bounds. They moved up there, off-grid living. I mean, these guys were in the middle of nowhere, pretty much, and that's what they wanted. They wanted peace, solace, and they
should have had VanMasters do them a van.
They were
Been
also
much better living.
they were devout Christians.
Sounds like a
Randy
cult.
was actually a former Green Beret.
Feeds goats the lot.
Don't fucking
Virgins.
he was a white separatist, so that's different to a white supremacist. A white separatist basically believes that that black people and white people and brown people and all that should be living separately and shouldn't integrate. White supremacy is a different thing. So he's up there.
Sounds quite similar.
Oh yeah, I'm not like I'm not saying they're different.
He sounds like a cunt.
Oh well. So up there in the hills in Idaho was also the Aryan Nations. The Aryan Nations were white supremacists. And he would, he attended a few meetings.
Like a
I bet he
collab
did.
coming.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So he attended a few meetings. But the problem is that the ATF had also they'd infiltrated the Aryan Nations with undercover agents. And so Randy Weaver, he's up there in the hills. He ain't got a lot going on, not a lot of money. And so the ATF approached him undercover, asked Randy to whether they would make him they'd make him 2 short-barreled shotguns.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
They tried to sell him.
no, they asked Randy whether he could supply an undercover ATF agent.
Yeah.
Asked Randy Weaver in the Aryan Nations whether he could supply them 2 short-barreled shotguns. So basically,
Right.
saw the I believe in America anything under 18 inches for a shotgun is considered a short-barreled shotgun and is illegal under the National Firearms Act (NFA). So that is then a felony.
Right.
Yeah.
But
so
this bloke sounds like a racist thicko.
but before this, the ATF had actually asked Randy to infiltrate the Aryan Nations, and he'd said no. So I think he kind of made himself a bit of a target. And so obviously an already undercover agent had approached him and after this and said, "Oh, can you make me 2 short-barrel shotguns?" And of course, Randy, with not a lot of money, said yes. And he did. And he saw the barrels off these shotguns and he supplied them to the ATF. So the ATF then charged him with selling illegal firearms, prompting the FBI to issue a warrant for his arrest. And this is where it all starts to go a little bit wrong. So on August the 22nd, 1992, a group of US Marshals attempting to arrest Randy Weaver for failing to appear in court. These 2 guys are walking through the woods and they stumble across Randy's son and their dog. And the dog, but the dog is loose. So the dog comes running over to these two US Marshals, and insert joke here about the government shooting dogs. They shoot the dog and kill it dead. Now, of course, Randy's son, seeing these 2 guys who are not liveried up,
No, they were I expect they're like
No,
plainclothes.
Plainclothes sees two guys shoot his dog. So Randy's son returns fire. And
how old is his son?
Do you know what? I don't
7.
have it.
In my head, he's 7.
He returns fire and he kills one of the US Marshals.
Fair play.
It's gunfight ensues and his son is killed as well. Obviously, Randy hearing this gunfight, obviously,
gets his short barrel shotguns out.
Yeah. So the family dog's dead. U.S. Marshal William Francis Deegan is dead, and the family dog's dead. So it's not going too well.
What's the dog called?
I don't know what the dog's called.
What breed of dog was it?
It doesn't matter.
A lot of holes in this story.
Yeah, it kind of does matter. But carry on.
So basically, this ensued a standoff. Randy, his wife, and I believe his daughter, they hunkered down in the cabin, and this is what was the start of an 11-day standoff.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
How long? 11 days.
Yeah. You think this is long? You wait till we get to the next tale. Negotiations have failed.
We're not going to do 11 days of...
So basically, you've got to look at this from Randy's point of view, right? These two guys have come up, shot his son and shot his dog. So as far as he's concerned, if he steps foot out of this cabin, he's
next.
He's dead. Any of his... from what it seems like, these people are literally here not to serve an arrest warrant, but to kill him. Now, the only reason this arrest warrant was served was because he was due to appear in court. Now, he failed to appear in court because the court date had been moved. And being the fact that he lived off-grid, you know what? Probably not one to check his mail too often.
And if, like, the US Postal Service is anything like Royal Mail, I expect they lost a fucking letter.
Failure to appear in court will trigger an arrest warrant that is served by the US Marshals. US Marshals are literally there to catch fugitives. And from the fact that he didn't appear in court, Randy was therefore branded a fugitive. So... on August the 22nd, this is a day later, FBI sniper Lon Horiuchi, remember that name, fatally shot Vicky Weaver while she stood unarmed in the doorway of the cabin holding their infant daughter. Shot her in the head and killed her dead. Yeah. Yeah, so obviously this only intensified the standoff somewhat.
No.
I can imagine, yeah.
So as far as Randy's
he's got nothing to lose at this point.
As far as Randy's concerned, his son's dead, his dog's dead, and his wife's just been shot in the head in a doorway.
So he's upset.
There's a lot of I'm not going to get too far into the weeds of how the shot was taken because it's a bit too much to describe on a podcast, but basically whether she was in the doorway or behind the door is up for debate, but the shot has been called into question as to whether
Why would you shoot on a shut door?
Yeah.
Because there's a mother and child behind it.
Oh, true. Yeah. They are American. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the siege finally ended on August the 31st, 92. After Weaver surrendered, Randy Weaver and his friend Kevin Harris, who was present the entire time. I did forget to mention that. Kevin Harris, who was present during the initial confrontation with Randy's son, were arrested and charged with multiple offences, including murder. Weaver was acquitted of all major charges except failure to appear in court, of which he served 18 months in prison. The Ruby Ridge incident sparked controversy and led to congressional hearings which criticised the actions of law enforcement agencies involved. It also fueled anti-government sentiments among various groups across the United States. So, yeah, it's a scary story.
I mean, if I was him, I would just gone out. Fuck it, everyone else is dead. I'm just gonna kill everyone. Take out as many as I can.
From what started off as you got to remember,
a failure to appear.
I think you'd find in the UK that would probably be considered entrapment because they've asked you to do something.
Well,
but then you've still done it. Nobody's got a gun to your head.
If someone said that to me, I was like, saw your own barrels off your own shotgun. Like, it's not hard. It's Axel. Crack on. How thick do you have to be?
I'm trying to keep this little tale a bit shorter than the rest because I know the other two are going to go on a bit more. But yeah, it's just that it's the whole fact that I see it from Randy's point of view, regardless of his political beliefs or his ethical beliefs. he basically has seen his son killed, his dog killed, and his wife was killed right in front of him. So why the fuck would he want to come out of this cabin? In the end, he was talked down by another former Green Beret who was also a radio host, who literally went up there and was like, "Look, Randy, this has to fucking end. This has to end. I'm gonna walk out with you." So they won't shoot, because he's, as far as he's concerned, he leaves that cabin, he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
they are going to slaughter
exactly,
him and his, I believe, his one or two daughters at the time.
Yeah, he's fucked if he steps outside.
It's him, Kevin Harris, and I believe his one daughter. Like, he's just, if that was me, I wouldn't be leaving the fucking house. I'd be there, shotgun in hand. It's terrifying. So yeah, that's the tale of Ruby Ridge.
Sorry, did any of the enforcement officers, did they get trialed
about
it?
So, from what I understand, I'll have to do a little quick bit of research here. One moment. I was just reading something before we got going. Lon Horiuchi, I believe.
That a sniper, yeah?
Yeah, that was the guy so he was charged with manslaughter for killing Vicky Weaver. And from what I remember, we're just going on my memory here, I believe he was charged with manslaughter in the state of Idaho, a state level, and I believe that the federal government wanted to take over the case, saying, "Look, we're going to take over the case. If you drop the charges, we're going to take it onto a federal manslaughter." And the moment it got federal, they dropped the case.
Who didn't get charged?
No, he wasn't. He was he wasn't charged.
I don't understand. But surely, you shot an unarmed woman with a baby, regardless if the door's open or shut.
Yeah.
You've still done that. You shouldn't shoot into a shut door because you don't know what's on the other side of it.
It says here that ultimately the then sitting Boundary County prosecutor Brett Benson, who had defeated Woodbury. I'm sorry, I'm reading something out of context there. In the 22, decided to drop the charges because he felt it was unlikely that the state could prove the case, and too much time had passed. Yeah,
it's different because it's a sniper. Like if a policeman had walked up to the door and the door had swung open, maybe out of fear, he might have just fired a shot.
What, a woman holding a baby?
Well,
that's not much of a threat. Though,
no, but instantly you might think, fuck, and shoot. But a sniper's fucking however many yards
away.
back.
Yeah.
It's not going to endanger him if he doesn't take that shot. He should have been charged, really.
Was the baby holding a gun or not?
Probably. It's America.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the tale of Ruby Ridge. And I think the problem is it did, like I said at the end, it did inflame a huge amounts of America as to what how the fuck could you get it this wrong? And it gave the ATF, the FBI, and the US Marshal Service a really bad name. And they were after that happened, there was calls to disband the ATF.
Really?
When was this? 92?
92, yeah.
Right.
So there was calls to disband the ATF. There was questions being asked in Congress and in high parts of government as to what role the ATF really are playing, because they're the ones that basically kicked all this off. And if it wasn't for them and these two short-barreled shotguns for three people would still be here. You've got Randy's son, Vicky Weaver, his dog, and the US Marshal.
Whatever the dog's called, we don't know, but yeah.
Trevor.
I'm sure if I spent more time researching it, I could find it. But yeah,
it's going to be like Buster or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it will be.
Marlon, you've got this kind of leads on nicely to our next little tale of government overreach.
Shortly after 1992 was a year called 1993.
I remember that well.
Yes. So, WACO. WACO is a city in the state of Texas. It's located alongside the Brazos River. I've been there.
Have you?
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper factory is there.
Oh, we talked about that earlier.
Dr. Pepper originated from.
The original one.
Yeah.
Not the new one.
Just a quick question. Do you have much backstory on the man in question?
I don't have much backstory on the man in question.
I've got a little bit if you want.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll...
Reggie's got something to say.
I'll do some reckoning too.
Yeah, I reckon. I reckon he had a Passat.
He was a Brian.
Any goats?
No, just virgins.
So, in 1993, the Waco siege took place at Mount Carmel. It was a compound that belonged to the Branch Davidians, which is a religious sect led by David Koresh. I expect that name's quite familiar to certain people. There was a standoff between the Branch Davidians and FBI ATF, and it lasted for 51 days.
51
Bloody
fucking
hell.
days!
Mind that, yeah, all right, yeah, carry on, yeah.
Such legends.
The Branch Davidians, for anyone that doesn't know, they're a religious sect that originated as an offshoot of the
Seventh Day Adventists.
That's it. And they follow the teachings of David Koresh, who claimed to be the final prophet and the Lamb of God.
Ah.
The group gained notoriety during the Waco siege, which ended quite badly.
So, weren't they raided for a gun offence? Was that right?
Yeah. Well, Marlon.
Sorry, yeah, sorry,
Right.
yeah.
So, basically, it started as a raid on the compound, and it was intended to execute a search warrant and arrest Koresh and others for alleged firearms violations and possible illegal weapons stockpiling. However, it quickly escalated, as you'd expect being in America, and a firefight broke out, resulting in the deaths of several of both sides. The FBI then surrounded the compound, leading to a 51-day siege. Negotiations were attempted, but they weren't very successful. There were a few of the children released.
Yep.
Yeah. So it ended in a huge firefight, and then a fire broke out, engulfing the center. David Koresh and 75 others, including men, women, and children, died in the fire. The events of the Waco siege remain highly debated and scrutinized due to questions about the tactics employed by law enforcement and the handling of the situation.
Well, how did the fire start, Marlon?
The barbecue got out of hand.
So,
ATF was it ATF went in first?
do you want me to?
There's a lot more to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
I know they had some fucking firepower in that compound, didn't they?
Holy
Yeah, they
shit.
did,
Everything
yeah.
from like AKs to grenades.
And they were teaching them how to use them as well, weren't
They
they?
had 50
Yeah.
cows as well, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they
Yeah,
did.
they
Yeah,
did,
they did.
yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, because there was the barrel of a 50 cal seen out of a window, if I remember rightly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got like David Koresh, who's like original name was Vernon Howell. He joined the he sort of joined it back when it was the Shepherd's Rod, I believe, which was a
God, that sounds nice. God.
Yeah,
Shepherd's Rod.
well, like he was always sort of he was always one of these blokes who was asking like the bigger questions, and he thought more of religion that was really on the table. One of the funniest stories that I remember about David Koresh, or Vernon Howell, he was back then. He joined a church, and he said to the priest, he was like, the preacher, the vicar, whatever you want to call it, he was like, "Oh, God has told me that I should bear children with your daughter." And the priest was like, "Absolutely not. Do not come to me with this fucking nonsense again." And he's like, "Oh, okay." So he got her pregnant, and he was
Do not
he
come
was
to me or come on.
he was
Do not come in any of my daughters.
expelled from the congregation, which kind of sort of led him on this path, and he ended up joining the Shepherd's Rod, which I believe was led by a chap called someone Roden. And it was
George.
It was basically the Waco
not George?
the Waco compound was Mount Carmel was something else before David Koresh turned up. It was like I said, it was the Shepherd's Rod. It was the Shepherd's Rod, and it was run by a chap called, you have to look it up more, I can't remember, a chap called, his second name was Roden. And,
George. It is George.
it's George Roden.
Yes, it was George.
George Roden. And,
Yeah.
and obviously Vernon had been kicking around, and Vernon had sort of ideas of, I'm going to run this fucking job, and George Roden was in charge at the time, and there was a bit of a power struggle for a while, and it's like he renamed Mount Carmel to Rodenville. So you're getting vibes, aren't you? Anyway, so there was a member. I can't remember how they died, but a member of the cult had died, and George Roden challenged Vernon to a who could raise the dead. I can't
Didn't
really.
they dig up a dead body or something?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. George dug up the dead body, basically, and then Vernon thought, "This is genius. What I'll do is I'll report him to the I'll report him to the authorities for
digging up dead people.
digging up dead people."
Yeah.
And he was I think he was charged and jailed, and Vernon came across so well in the trial that he asked the prosecutor if he wanted to come round to Mount Carmel for ice cream, and he got off scot-free. So then, with George out the way, David Koresh, Vernon Howell, then David Koresh became the leader, and it was then the Branch Davidians, being that was it King David, something to do with King David. I can't quite remember. So yeah, the whole thing is that they've come down from Seventh-day Adventists, an offshoot. And, you know, he married a 14-year-old, which is, you know, I don't care how you fucking spin it. It's
I'm getting the word.
There's
yeah, it was
ever been a time to press that button.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Perfect.
It was
Perfection.
but that's legal in the state of Texas with the parents' permission. You can
Yeah, it
marry
was different out
Fuck
there. It was,
off,
yeah,
is
it
it?
was.
Yeah.
Yeah, back
it
then
still?
it was. Don't go there. No, it's not.
No?
No.
I'll cancel my flights.
Yeah, I would. I made the same mistake you ought to be fair.
So yeah, they're obviously, you know, they're living in Mount Carmel. Things are being very culty, and he's
Very culty.
He's fathering children because he believes that he has to father children by, you know, all these women, as they always do.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously
These cults are weird, aren't they? He'll be selling merch next. Hoodies. Charity events.
I can't quite remember how. Oh, that was it. There was a rumor. Obviously, they were investigated for child sex offences.
Yeah.
They didn't find. There was an investigation, and from what I understand, there was nothing found to the effect of that. They were like, "Oh, okay, this place is fucking weird," but they ain't fucking the kids. But I'm not saying that didn't happen. But from what I remember, there was no proof of it. An Australian news team went down there. It actually interviewed David Koresh and said, what do you say to the fact that you've really famous interview? He's saying, what do you say to the fact that you're having sex with all these women? He's like, I've only got one wife, and she's tired of it. No, she's tired of the allegations. That was that, and there was a report of fully automatic fire coming from the compound, which obviously the ATF were like,
they ended up. There was a house down at the end of the driveway.
that was it. Yeah, with Roger Rodriguez, who was one of the
And
ATF
they were
agents.
monitoring all the movements in and out of it.
Was
and watching it.
Was there something? It's the George. What's her name? George Roden. Not
yeah.
George Roden. Was there something about his mum?
Yeah, his mum was the original.
She was 77.
And Vernon was fucking her.
Yeah, I thought so. Wasn't he fucking the 77-year-old?
Yeah, David was. Yeah,
And then didn't he kill George with an axe or something?
I don't think.
Or did I imagine that?
I don't think he killed George. Not from what. Not
But he did die though, didn't he?
I know. George.
He died, and I'm sure,
yeah.
mate, he was fucking his mum, who was 77.
God, I can't remember now.
It sounds like you've gone on a spin-off. Like,
No,
it's just
because
like
I've heard, I've done a little bit
There's
of research
so
into
much.
it, and I'm
I'm
sure
in-
there's so many. But I'm sure, matey boy, what's it? Vernon? He changed his name.
Vernon Howell to David
Yeah,
Koresh.
he was fucking George
George Roden's mum.
mum, who was
Yeah.
77.
Because she was the original.
She was part of the churchy group, wasn't she?
Yeah. She
Yeah.
was
She
the,
look
original, the
Right?
second
She right
leader.
or
of the-
not?
No, she's
Well, she was
dead by now.
77, so I imagine she was quite ropey back then.
But she was a good fuck, from what I hear.
Yeah, so obviously the ATF here, like, fully automatic fire. They shouldn't have those. So they move in. Undercover agents move into like a little house across the street to monitor them. Right?
It's not quite across the street. It's
No, it's down the road a bit.
Yeah.
But they got sniper
yeah.
rifles though, so they can see. I guess they're like
Yeah.
monitoring.
But
yeah.
it's so funny because everyone accepts that like their cover was so bad. They like said they were college students, but they all had like matching like fucking government issued cars, and they never left. So one of them, Roger Rodriguez, actually joined. I didn't get joined. Kind of, he went to the compound a few times and like, oh yeah, I want to see what this is all about. David Koresh sussed him out straight away as an undercover ATF agent. Was like, and he was like, yeah, cool, chill, come on in. He knew. He didn't like out him saying like, I know you're ATF.
He was like, come on in, have a
was
look.
like, just
Have a look around.
Yeah.
Come on in. We got nothing to hide. And the whole problem is that they were running. They were running a basically a gun business, a firearm business from there called the Mag Bag. Now, they use this to demonize them a lot, but in fact, it was an FFL, so a federal firearms license. They built their own guns. They sold guns. You know, this whole they had a gun business that was based from Mount Carmel, and so they basically would build AR-15s from, you know, they obviously get a receiver and they build them out from there, and you know, this was instantly like, oh, they've got an FFL. We've heard rapid fire, and it turns out that they were just like going pew 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 real fast on the trigger.
But wasn't he quite friendly with the sheriff as well?
Yeah,
so when the sheriff said, "Hey, what the fuck's going on?" He was like, "Come and," like you said, he was like, "Come and have a look." And no matter what happened to him, he would say, "We've got nothing to hide. Come and have a look."
Yeah.
So from the outside, it's like he's got nothing to hide. Why would he invite us in to look at X, Y, and Z?
Exactly.
He's clearly a legit bloke.
And when this Roger Rodriguez like had a little fucking mooch round, he said that he'd found lower receivers for AK-47s. I don't know if anyone knows much about guns here. We do, but the AK-47 doesn't have a lower receiver. It has a single piece receiver, not like a AR-15 that has an upper and a lower. So like it kind of leads to the fact they had no fucking idea what he was looking at.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was, you know, they're just thinking, oh, they build guns, but, you know.
Build guns, we don't like them.
Yeah, well, they're building guns, but, you know, what if they're making them fully automatic, which is illegal as of...
But they're also sitting around playing ukuleles at campfires.
This is it.
Like doing yoga and shit.
So
it's a bit...
I don't believe he was a good man. David Koresh.
No.
Because
of... To be honest, I'm going to side with the government on this one. Because... it wouldn't have taken long before something happened.
He was clearly a little bit nutty.
Something
maybe,
would
like,
happen.
Few sandwiches short.
He was a cult leader. He's bound to be a bit.
It would have ended up with a lot of people dead, no matter what.
He was. The whole idea was they built this compound because they believed Seventh-day Adventists are very not fire and brimstone, but kind of waiting for the day of reckoning and, you know, Armageddon, and they believe that the armies of Babylon were gonna come eventually, and they had to. The whole reason they were arming themselves was to defend themselves, and that they would be the last ones left after Armageddon. Yeah, I know this is what happens when you mix, you know, fundamentalist religion with the right
with hairy armpitted vegans
with the right to bear arms. Yeah, which is not great. So, yeah, from what I understand. I think the trigger point, Marlon, wasn't it? Was a box of dummy grenades, I believe, was what led to the raid itself.
During one of the officers, whatever they were, looking round, there were boxes and boxes of something.
I from what I remember, it was a UPS driver was going to go deliver something, and it was a box. It broke open, and it had dummy grenades in it. And so he was like, "Oh, grenades!" And then there was obviously they've got black powder for, you know, a black powder, nitro powder for reloading stuff. They're thinking, oh, they're building explosives. And just for a side note, the ATF, which stands for the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Right,
all the good stuff, basically.
Yeah, all the good stuff, but it's not. It's more. It's the enforcement arm of the IRS, the Inland Revenue Service. Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. Also, a lot
of tax on.
We got to pay tax on them.
God
it's
damn.
not the fact that it's illegal. Like, everyone thinks you can't own a fully automatic gun in the US. You can. You just have to apply for. You have to apply what they call a tax stamp.
And you have to go to a school and
you have to be built before.
No, that's 86 is. I think fully automatic is a bit funny, but you can, if you've got a federal firearms license, you can have a fully automatic firearm and manufacture them. But if you've got a tax, it's a bit confusing. But basically, you can't have big bangs or fast pews without paying your fucking taxes. That's essentially what it is, and that's what the ATF are there to enforce.
Yeah.
And so this is what gave them the.
Was there a meth lab? There's something to do
there was
with a meth
when
lab.
they moved into Mount Carmel, there was a meth lab.
That's
they
it.
found a meth.
And old David said, "Look, I've just found a meth lab. Come and have a look."
And they were like, "Okay."
So he was like, "Look, nothing to do with me.
Just
come and have a look."
And they used that in the search warrant.
Yeah, because they can't use their own armed forces against American citizens unless there's drugs involved or something.
So they said,
they were like, "Well, you got a meth lab, so we're going to come and fuck shit up."
You got a meth lab. There's things about child. Thing is, you got to think. So meth lab, that's DEA, Drug Enforcement Agency.
Yeah.
They weren't involved.
That's Hank from Breaking Bad.
You've got these allegations of child abuse. That's nothing to do with the
That's
ATF.
Savills area,
That's either FBI or the local sheriffs. And then you've got the possible manufacture of illegal firearms. That's ATF. So this is what triggered the raid. And this apparently news had leaked of this raid to I think it was a local reporter or something, who told the local postman saying, "Do you know what's happening down the road today? Fucking big raid's gonna go down."
I would be that person. I would definitely be doing that.
Another one.
Local postman is a Branch Davidian.
Fuck shit up.
He runs back to Mount Carmel going, David, there's going to be a massive raid today. So what do? They're not, they're thinking the armies of Babylon are coming. Arm themselves to the fucking
But didn't the
teeth.
media turn up half an hour before the ATF?
Yeah. Newspapers and shit.
So they were
turned up.
there and everyone else was like, why are they all here? What's going on? Let's get the guns, get ready.
Yeah.
ATF turn up and they're already like 3 steps ahead of them.
Yeah.
Ready to fuck shit up with their guns and their fucking whatever they've been practicing shooting for the last however long.
So can you remember how it all kicked off, the very start of it?
No.
So
choppers, helicopters.
The ATF turn up. They're turning up heavy. They're turning up in fucking Bradleys. They're turning up in cattle trucks.
That's
and they're all armed to the fucking
with tarpaulin and shit.
And covered trailers, and they're all covered. They've got their blood type written on their neck. Now you're not doing that to turn up to serve a search warrant, are you?
Shit's going down.
Yeah.
So Vernon comes out. David Koresh comes out, and he's like, "Right, what's going on?" And it's been contested as to who fired the first shot. Initially, it was said that the Davidians fired the first shot, but later on, it's sort of become the sort of accepted series of events that the ATF actually fired the first shot.
They went about the door, went the front door.
Well, they were actually round,
they went in, not out.
Well, no, they went. Yeah, they were actually round the believed line of events is that they were round the back shooting dogs.
That's it. Yeah.
There was an outbuilding.
Labradors.
There was an outbuilding on the property which they were in.
That's it. Yeah. They had snipers in it, didn't they? Yeah.
And it is believed they fired the first.
Yeah. They were so.
Who started it then? Who fucking started it?
But gunfire ensues. The ATF starts shooting. The Davidians start shooting.
Back.
David runs back in and is shot through the front door. He's hit in sort of the side, the stomach. Not a. It's not a. What do you call it? Not terminal. What's the word?
Fatal.
Not a fatal shot, but he's been shot. So, and in the ensuing gunfight in that first day, 6 Davidians die and 4 ATF agents are killed. They're basically, in the first day, they're trying to breach the compound, but they are never successful. They're getting up on ladders. There's a very famous video of the ATF on the outside, and the Davidians are wall banging just through the wall.
There's a guy on the roof as well, and the roof goes through the window.
He's shooting through the wall, and the guy falls off the roof.
Yeah, that's it.
So after that ensues the 51 days?
51 days.
51 days standoff.
That's a long old time, isn't it?
The problem is, once an ATF agent is killed, again, same with it's the same with Ruby Ridge.
You can't fucking back down then.
Oh no,
Shit's got serious.
The FBI
takeover
comes under their jurisdiction because a federal agent's been killed. So the FBI.
But the FBI are like tanks.
The FBI are taken over, obviously being, from what I remember, being backed by the ATF. Yeah, they're the ones that turn up with tanks and everything.
Proper shit.
And that's when it turns into full blown. We're gonna get you out of here, come hell or high water.
Shit's got serious now.
Yeah, and
they got
Bradleys and God, I can't remember.
How many? They got a fair few children out.
Yeah. But not all of them, though, was it?
No.
Well,
They say it was 76 women, children, and old fucking David, what's the name, wasn't it?
They put a phone line in, didn't they? Because initially, Vernon started...
Like a helpline, was it?
David Koresh started ringing up the local fucking news stations to tell them about what was happening. The FBI were like, we ain't having that. Cut the fucking phone lines.
Yeah.
Threw them...
Did they shoot the water as well? They got rid of the water and electricity. They were quite clever in what they were trying to...
The idea was to get them out.
Flush
get them the fuck out.
We were starving.
Yeah.
But the whole idea... you got to remember, these people were building this compound to survive Armageddon. So guess what they had a lot of inside? Water and food.
They were preppers.
And arms. Yeah, they're like original preppers. So they're there, and obviously they've thrown this negotiation phone line in, and they're on the phone, they're speaking to Vernon, they're speaking to Steve Schneider, which is David Koresh's second in command. And they're like, look, we need to get you out. We need this to come to an end. And obviously the guys that are doing negotiation, they're doing their thing, but you've got these fucking boys up on these tanks, and they're showing their asses to the Koreshians, and they're like, the Davidians, sorry. And it's not going well. So they soon switch tack to psychological warfare.
Speakers.
Well, the speakers is one thing, but David had a huge classic car collection, so they just drove the tanks over them. Over again and over and over. He
Did
had
he have a Ford Escort?
he had an El Camino, didn't he? Like a pickup?
Run that over.
69 El Camino.
Yeah.
Which, for anybody, that is like the best shape to have.
Yeah. And
they squashed it with tanks.
Yeah, because they were right out the front of the compound, and they were in lines, weren't they?
Yep. They just drove over them all with tanks, thinking this will draw them out, and it didn't. So the negotiators basically said, "You got to let the kids out, David. You got to let the kids out. You got to let anyone out that wants to leave."
Think of the children.
So David said, "Yeah, I'll let out whoever wants to leave," and he did. And the people that wanted to leave left, and the children left. But he said, "My children stay here with me," because obviously he fathered a lot of kids by this point.
Yeah, he's been shagging. Obviously, he loves shagging.
Shag's got a fleet.
Yeah, so they're all still in there with him. And like you say, 76, you say it was?
I think so, including him, wasn't it? It was like 75. Then
some of the women and children that left when they
were arrested. The women were
instantly.
Instantly.
Don't worry, you're safe. And then they instantly arrest them. Yeah,
they arrested all the people that came out that were of age to be charged. They charged them with murder of federal agents.
That's it. Yeah,
even though they might well have had nothing to do with it. Yeah. And so
that's all women and children. That's
just reinforced. And all the children were like obviously taken away.
Women and children first, Mule. Come on, arrest them first.
Arrest them first.
Yeah, like
easy.
Titanic.
Well,
Women
they
and children
didn't arrest
first.
the children. So as soon as they got back to like the holding cells, the child would be put with a liaison officer, and then
they were questioned. The children were questioned. It's like, what happened there? What happened there? Kind of thing.
And then the mother would generally be arrested and taken off.
Yeah, and so like obviously this reinforces the fact like don't go out because you're just going to get arrested and charged with murder for something that they believe they were being attacked by the government and that they had a right to defend themselves.
Yeah,
which look at it from whatever side you want.
Yeah,
they saw it as just like we're just here and you've just come in, shot up our place. Where the thing is, David had said to the sheriff had already been round, looked round the place, and he'd already said to the ATF like, please. Everything's in order. All the paperwork's in order for all these firearms. Everything's accounted for. Come round. And they, for some reason, declined and said, no, we're not going in there. So, yeah. So the siege goes on. And like you said about the psychological warfare, they would have massive speakers and they would play sounds of dolphins screaming, rabbits being killed, and my favourite, which was these boots are going to walk all over you on repeat.
Well, to get them out.
Just basic, just fuck with them. Just be like, we're going to crush you.
Yeah.
And that's the end of that. Oh, you have to come out.
We should have played a bit of Doghouse Podcast. That would have got them out.
Yeah, fucking hell. Yeah, Jesus.
That's enough, okay.
Jesus, all right.
Yeah, so...
Until next week!
Day 51, episode 50. Jesus Christ.
So yeah, when it got down to it, basically they said, look, you've got to come out, David. And David said, look,
But he'd been shot at this point, hadn't he?
He's still been shot. Yeah, he's still suffering.
But he's still shagging kids and fucking about.
Well, I don't fucking know. Possibly. Who knows? He was a wild man.
It was mating season.
They sent...
There were goats.
They sent a camera in because he wanted to document. He said, look, I want you to see what's going on here. Took a video of everyone like, these are my children. You could have come to my door, but, you come to my door with a gun. I'll meet you in the street, this, that, and the other. I'm going to meet you with force. They said, look, Dave, we've got to get you out of here. Like, we've got to get this over and done with. And he said, like, I've had a message from God.
Of course. What, via email? MSN Messenger, was it?
I need to write the 7 seals. I don't really understand what they are. I'm not a religious guy. He wanted to write the 7 seals. So they were like, right, awesome. Fucking write the 7 seals, David. Write the 7 seals. Oh, previous to this, they said, look, you need to come out. And he says, I'm going to come out. And then he said,
was he gay?
I've had a message from God. I can't come out. And they were like, oh, fuck's sake. God has told me to write the 7 seals. So
he started writing.
He did start writing.
What's the 7 seals then? 1 for sorrow, 2 for a boy.
I
think it's just like your
eulogy.
Well,
kind of. It's kind of like
the 7 seals.
I think that's just like it's not.
I don't know. I'm going to fucking see. It's not the one thing I didn't
I'm
look
fairly
up.
certain it's a bit like a manifesto.
Yeah,
like
so it's a series
like
of symbolic seals mentioned in the Book of Revelation.
It's all religious bullshit.
I knew it was something to do with the Book of Revelation.
The first seal was something to do with a white horse and its rider, and then a red horse, and then a black horse,
and a pale horse.
A pale horse, really?
Souls of martyrs, cataclysmic events, and
it's basically. It sounds like Armageddon. Basically,
something about trumpets.
Okay.
So it's all a load of bollocks then, really.
The idea was that he was to write the 7 seals. Yeah, I think write the 7 seals, and he was going to come out.
Right.
However, in the background, things were happening in Washington that were basically these fucking assholes are making us look like twats.
Yeah.
It's costing a fortune.
What day is this as well? Because it's 51 days in total, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what day are they on at this point?
I'm pretty sure this is like day 50.
Yeah.
So they must be, like you say, thinking this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We look like twats.
This is costing a fortune. They're making us look like twats. This guy is
the media are all over it.
This guy is never. The longer this goes on, the more we worry about people also siding with the Davidians.
Yeah.
This has to come to an end. So decisions made in Washington. This has to end.
Stop this now.
Burn it down.
The plan was to pump the place full with CS gas.
Yeah, that's it. They started with tear gas.
Yeah, and they pumped it with CS gas. And the main reasoning for that is they've got gas masks, and they said nobody makes a gas mask small enough to fit a child. So the moment they see their children coughing and being sick, they will come out. Now, this didn't really work because they had a bunker. They dug a bunker in Mount Carmel. The moment they pumped CS gas in there, the way they pumped it in, they literally drove tanks through the walls and pumped the gas in. They pumped the gas in. Obviously, all the women and children, I think all the women and children, some men went down to into this bunker, and the problem is they had escape tunnels and escape hatches, but where the tanks had been driving around and driving over shit, there was no escape hatches. So they pumped it in. They couldn't breathe. Somehow it's again largely contested who started we didn't start the fire. Fire started.
Ryan started the fire.
CS gas is flammable. So the fire started, and within minutes, the whole place is ablaze. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Very few. I think 7 people maybe got out as the fire was burning.
A lot of them just shot the kids and shot themselves, didn't they? In the end,
Steve Schneider. It's understood that Steve Schneider, who's David Koresh's second in command, shot David Koresh and then shot himself.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because of the basically the heat, the fumes and the CS gas. And when it came to, and the whole thing burnt to the ground. I mean,
it was all made of wood as well.
It was a wood structure. Yeah, it wasn't like you think
it was
of
made of pallets, wasn't it?
It was
literally. It burnt to fucking nothing.
Americans don't make their houses out of bricks.
No.
Yeah,
they like to make them out of shit which falls down.
Flammable stuff.
Yeah.
And have they learnt yet or not?
No.
When they looked at
hurricane, everything falls over.
Yeah.
Obviously, the corpses that they found were just so horrendously burned. But the contorted ways that they were found was believed that they died of CS gas inhalation because they were so contorted.
So what's the lesson here we have to learn? Don't join a cult.
Don't
I
trust
mean,
the government.
you've had
Don't
better
trust-
ideas. Yeah, don't join a cult.
Yeah.
Unless it's a doghouse cult, that's quite safe.
Very,
Yeah.
very.
For now.
And,
for now.
So
But
just,
no, yeah. So far, so good, Mule.
So you think you think, oh fucking hell, the whole place burnt down. This has all gone fucking wrong. You think maybe we'd be, the agents that were there and the people that were on the ground would be slightly, think, oh fucking hell, this isn't the best. No. The moment it burnt down, they took down David Koresh's flag, the Branch Davidians flag, and they raised the ATF flag over the burnt remains of Mount Carmel. Not only that, but the blokes on the ground, the agents, took pictures posing with their rifles over the burnt and crisp fucking distorted bodies of the people that died.
That's America, though. That's not just the agency.
I've just
It's something bred into them.
Yeah.
fucking unreal. Like it's children. Like is it 23 children died? I was like, oh yeah, I know how we'll stop the children being abused.
Kill them.
Just fucking.
Well,
Put them out of misery, little fuckers.
They can't be abused if they're fucking dead.
That's my only
They
trouble.
might be. You never know who's
with
about.
all these stories, those children were never getting out of there.
No,
Yeah.
you're right.
They weren't ever going to leave.
And so do you remember a guy I mentioned earlier called Lon Horiuchi?
Yeah.
Weirdly enough, he was at Waco as well.
He's been a busy boy.
He has.
Happy trigger finger.
Yeah.
He'd
Did he shoot a dog?
No, he wasn't he wasn't charged this time, but they found spent rifle casings next to where he was. And from what I remember, they recovered some slugs and the casings. I can't remember if they recovered the slugs, maybe it's just the casings. And he was the one, I believe he was the one who'd fired some shots obviously at the compound. Weirdly enough, he rebarreled his rifle the next day.
Did he?
Strange that, yeah.
Ah.
And you remember the door that was that David Koresh was shot through?
Yeah.
And that would have proved which way the bullets went, whether they were coming from the inside out at the agents, whether they're coming from outside in towards the Davidians. They lost the door. They lost that. Don't know. Just this massive door, a massive piece of evidence. No idea where.
Big
it went.
fire, Reg. Come on.
Big fire. No, they literally. There was somebody said we saw the door being loaded into a UPS truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where was it going?
Well,
no one knows.
quick turnaround.
UPS
They
seemed
sold
very
it
sus
on
in this
eBay.
whole thing.
No, sorry.
Marketplace.
A U-Haul trailer. Sorry.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
The Automover was there.
Heavily involved
Yeah.
in this entire thing.
Door
Yeah.
to door moving safely, professionally insured.
Yeah.
And the reason that the ATF really went so hard in the paint on this one is because they were like, God, we were made to look like cunts at Ruby Ridge.
Yeah.
We really need a good PR.
Yeah, we can't
A
fuck
good-
up again.
We're going to go in
Yeah.
hard and heavy and get this sorted in a day. Yeah. So that's
51 days later.
didn't
Yeah.
go well. So yeah, I think if you've got anything else to add on that one, Marl, that's pretty much the story of Waco, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you guys got the story of the Philadelphia bomb or not?
Oh, what move?
I can't. Yes.
No, I haven't. No,
No,
it's
I
another
didn't
one
know
that I
we were
want to
gonna
do because
mention
that is
that,
the
'cause
only
that
time
is-
the only time the US government bombed their own people.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's an incredible story. Yeah. I don't know all the details really go into it.
Ah, well,
Basically,
make it up. Come on, Mule. Make
Another
it up.
cult.
Yeah.
And I think it was,
Squatters / cult.
I think the ATF again, but they
You're
decided
joking.
that
Not another
they
one?
decided to drop a bomb on them this time.
Oh,
From a helicopter. Just bomb the fucking building.
I'll give it a go.
In the middle of like a city. They
Yeah.
just bombed it.
Nuts. Yeah, that's pretty much the middle and both ends of it. The one thing I will mention was a little chap called Timothy McVeigh was actually who was at the siege of Waco. Not involved, but he was there watching, and he was there selling sort of anti-government, anti-establishment bumper stickers and whatnot. And he was the chap who went to go on and bomb the Murrell Federal Building in Oklahoma, and he was the
Allegedly.
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 What conspiracy theory do you have about the Oklahoma City bombing?
That they bombed it themselves.
What I've never
You.
I've never heard
Dive
this.
deeper, Reg. Dive deeper.
Well, it was him and Terry Nichols was then, he was proved not to be part of it, but yeah, it was on the anniversary of Waco that he bombed
Yeah.
283 dead, I want to say, at the Oklahoma City bombing.
That whole thing's. I mean, we're not doing a conspiracy episode, but There was a whole thing, and
I had never heard this. Well, it was again, it was kind of the same, wasn't it? It was like the box. It was the box truck that he used or whatever.
And there happened to be a bomb disposal team that parked across the street that day.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How do I not know this one?
It's a whole, yeah. They were like,
they found the act.
Literally, all of like the bomb police happened to be on that street that day.
What?
Yeah, and then
Well, they didn't dismantle it. It went bang, didn't it?
well, that's the thing. Did they put it there?
What? And frame McVeigh, but McVeigh took he never denied it. He never denied doing it. His last words were in the most simplest terms, 283-1. That was what he said before he was given the lethal injection in 2000.
Yeah, but it's easy to frame a nutter, isn't it?
I suppose, but yeah, no, he took full responsibility for it, and yeah.
Anyway, we're not doing a conspiracy.
We're not doing.
I'll park that and I'll do some more research.
But yeah, that's
on it for the next one.
Oklahoma City was in revenge for Waco because he saw it as he saw the government as tyrannical, and he basically wanted to.
They are.
He was a Gulf War veteran as well, wasn't he? I believe. No, he wasn't. No, he never. No, he was. I can't remember. The Gulf War or not.
Very early on. Like, what was Gulf War? 91?
Gulf War 1 it would have been. But I can't remember, so let's not get into it.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got, I know we're kicking on a bit, but we've got one more very important tale to tell.
Ooh. Something which has been brought to light recently.
The COVID. Partygate.
Kamatsu!
Fuck it.
For some reason, I don't know why he's doing it now, but Whistling Diesel is...
Because he's a fucking legend.
Yes.
A Komatsu.
Yes.
What a
D-
legend.
3.
But you're right.
5,
Why is he doing? Is it? It's coming up to 10 years. No. How many years is coming up to?
2000 and...
It's coming up to 20 years.
I can remember it being on
Well,
police camera
2011
action
it was.
as a kid.
2004.
Yeah,
it's,
it was.
it's a 20-year...
20-year
right.
anniversary.
20 years. But it's not. Yeah, it's coming up 20 years.
Yeah.
That's why he's done it, I think.
This year.
Yeah.
God will bless me to get the machine done. So this is the story of a man with a welder and a dream called Marvin Heemeyer. So in 1992, Marvin Heemeyer bought 2 acres of land for $42,000 in order to lease it to a friend to build an auto repair shop garage. However, the land had no adequate sewage solution. It did have an old concrete lorry mixer buried in the ground. Marvin contacted the sewer district in order to get it connected up to the city sewage system. However, he was quoted £70,000 in order to connect, claiming that it was the government that should be paying for this, and this was a form of government extortion. By 1993, he had decided against leasing the land out and instead decided to open up himself a muffler repair shop. 4 years have passed, and Marvin is running his muffler repair shop and has been described as one of the greatest welders to have ever been born.
Seen some of his work. It's very good.
Was it?
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, really, real tough stuff. In 1997, the Dochev family wanted to expand their concrete business by constructing an all-indoor concrete batching plant. They were buying up land all around their current lot, hoping to lease the remaining 23 parcels to small manufacturers, creating a small commercial light industrial park. The Town Planning Commission also suggested that the Dochev family could ask if they could buy Marvin Heemeyer's plot. Marvin initially agreed to a price of $250,000, but continued to raise the price until the deal fell apart and the Dochev said, you know what, we keep getting somewhere and then you keep raising the price, so just no. This being the case, the Dochev family applied for all of the land surrounding Marvin's Heemeyer's to be rezoned for commercial use. So, and this is where...
So the concrete plant was across from his shop.
Yeah. And
Mufflers, exhausts, yeah?
And they bought up all the land around him, and he was basically the one sticking the mud. He wasn't selling.
Like the cunt in the middle of the motorway.
Yeah. So, obviously, this, affected Heemeyer's shop. Dust. He said there was dust complaints, there was noise complaints, traffic issues. And he basically blamed the Dochefs, local officials, business rivals, i.e. the Dochefs, for the financial troubles that it led to, being that he was basically being encroached upon and everything was...
Well, they didn't do what he said, so they basically made his life as difficult as it
Exactly.
could possibly be.
Yeah, and I think that, like we said, the local government were not in any way in Marvin's favor because you know the Dochefs are trying to build this light business part of this commercial park, and they're like, great, you know, it's going to bring loads of money into the area, more businesses, and you know Heemayer's there.
Shagnut's with his
like,
muffler
hey,
shop.
hey,
He's like,
I
"Yo,
was here
I'm
fucking
here."
first.
Yeah.
I'm
Was
trying to
he
run my shop.
ex-forces? Was he army?
No.
What's his history? Was
No,
he
he
not?
wasn't.
Did I make that up?
I
Don't listen to
He
me.
moved.
I'm sure he
there.
was-
He moved there because he lived in Grey Lake.
Yeah.
From what I understand. Yeah.
I thought he was ex-forces. Maybe I made that
I
up.
don't believe so. Not as far as I'm aware.
Don't listen to me, folks.
So,
Or Google it, though.
zoom forward to the early 2000s now, 2001 onwards. Heemeyer, he's embroiled in multiple disputes with the local authorities over his sewage system, including a zoning dispute still ongoing over the expansion of the construction and the concrete batch plant. He, you know, at this point, he's, you know, he claims that there's a conspiracy being orchestrated by local officials and business owners, and he believes are trying to force him out of business with these new zoning, with the new zoning and the new.
Of course they are.
Yeah. Knowing the zoning decision was now final, he traveled to California to buy a Komatsu bulldozer, specifically a D355A, at an auction for $16,000 and shipped it all the way back to Granby, Colorado in July 2002. He kept it outside of his business for a year with a for sale sign on it and tried to auction it, but few paid it mind and it never sold. In October 2002, he announced the closure of his muffler repair business, putting almost all of his inventory up for sale. When the bulldozer failed to sell, he saw it as a sign from God that he had to start his mission. He sold the property for $400,000, 10 times his original purchase price, to the trash company, the Trash Co., in October 2003, and took out a lease for half of the building he had previously owned until he had finished some work.
A little project going on, didn't he?
Over the period of 18 months, Marv was working on a special project, a project that many people who entered his shop saw, but no one noticed. The bulldozer was a Komatsu D355A. He modified it in such a way that he fitted layers of half-inch AR500 steel with concrete sandwiched between them. It covered the cabin, engine, and parts of the tracks. For visibility, the bulldozer was fitted with several video cameras linked to 2 monitors mounted on the vehicle's dashboard. The cameras were protected on the outside by 3 inches of clear bulletproof Lexan. Lexan, I think that's what they call it.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing then.
Yeah, there's only one reason he's building this, mate.
Yeah.
Compressed air nozzles were fitted to blow dust away from the video cameras.
Yeah.
Onboard fans with an air conditioner were used to keep Heemeyer cool while driving. He also made 3 gun ports fitted for a .50 caliber rifle, a .308 caliber semi-automatic rifle, and a .22 caliber rifle, all fitted with half-inch steel plate. Yeah.
At no point did he calm down at all, did he? He was full rage for 18 months.
Yeah,
He was
that's
like,
a lot of
I am
rage,
going to
yeah.
fuck everyone up.
Yeah.
Before the day in question in June, the dozer contained 3 handguns and enough food and water inside to last a week.
And a microwave with some
Jesus.
super noodles and a kettle,
Yeah.
a nuts magazine.
A week's worth.
On the morning of June the 4th, Marvin Heemeyer got into his Komatsu bulldozer and using a lift crane in the a custom built lift crane in the workshop, lowered down what he had built, his armored sarcophagus on top of the bulldozer,
Good terminology.
sealing him inside with no escape hatch. Around 2:15, Heemeyer drove out of the workshop and began his rampage by driving his armored bulldozer through Mountain Park concrete owned by the Dochef family. At the time of the attack, Cody Dochef was at the concrete plant screening topsoil at the gravel pit. When he got notified over his radio that there was an explosion at the precast shop, several employees attempted to stop the bulldozer by cramming objects into the treads in order to jam it, but no effect. Cody Dochev, initially believing the dozer to be under remote control, fired a pistol at it and attempted to climb on top with no effect before engaging the bulldozer with his own front end loader. Again, to no success. During the time, Heemeyer fired multiple rounds at the loader. A deputy from the sheriff's office arrived at the scene, followed by the Colorado State Troopers, who fired upon Heemeyer's bulldozer. More sheriffs arrived and began firing at the dozer, attempting to destroy the cameras with gunfire. They were unable to penetrate the 3-inch thick bulletproof plastic. At one point, Heemeyer charged at a firing position occupied by several state troopers, who were evacuated mere seconds before he demolished it, with one eyewitness noting that if they had taken any more time to move, they would have been killed. So, here we are. The day of the rampage.
He fucked some shit up.
This is a man, and in his own mind, he's on a mission from God.
But he planned every move, didn't he? He planned all the buildings he went to.
Everything.
Logistically. In order of the planning office, the bank, the whoever.
He started the concrete plant, then he went to...
I've got more. I've got more. After the concrete plan, Heemeyer turned onto Agate Avenue, headed south towards the town at approximately 5 miles per hour. The officers at the plant requested a reverse 999 call to be made to all residents in order to initiate evacuations. Under Sheriff Glenn Trainer climbed atop of the bulldozer and rode it like a bronc buster, trying to figure out a way to get a bullet inside the dragon.
Like a hen do in Magaluf. Right in the bull.
He dropped a flashbang grenade down the bulldozer's exhaust pipe with no apparent effect, and was later forced to jump down to avoid debris. Heemeyer then advanced to Granby Town Hall, which had been hosting a story hour for the children in its library when the rampage began. All occupants were evacuated mere moments before Heemeyer reached the building. An hour after the rampage began, Heemeyer turned onto the Liberty Savings Bank, where he aimed at the corner office where the woman who was a part of the zoning board worked. I love the fact that not only was he going after the bank, he knew where she worked, and he was going to destroy her office.
This was a personal attack, wasn't it? He planned it for months.
Police forces were unable to damage the bulldozer, so instead resorted to the following. Resorted to following the dozer, jogging alongside it en masse. Heemeyer next targeted several street fixtures such as trees, traffic lights, before moving on to the offices of the local newspaper, and in turn, the homes of the Thompson family and their workplace. A scraper was brought up to try and stop the dozer, but
it was a grader.
A grader, sorry. I did think it. I was like, what's a scraper? But it was pushed aside. Heemeyer next targeted the propane storage yard, firing 15 bullets at the tank, some of which contained 30,000 US gallons. Police were forced hurriedly to evacuate all residents within 1,000 yards of the site, including a senior housing complex. Heemeyer then fired upon nearby transformers with the high risk of igniting the tanks, but struggled to get a good angle. Heemeyer hit the transformers once and missed with his other shots. Had these tanks ruptured and exploded, anyone within a 800 meter of the explosion would have been in danger, the sheriff's office said. 12 police officers and residents of the senior citizens complex were in such a range. After leaving, he was engaged by another grader, which he similarly defeated.
They tried to block him into the
gas works, didn't they? Before he got back onto the road.
And what they don't realise, a grader doesn't weigh nearly as much as a dozer, so your maths is a little bit off there. But
not
American.
Only that, the traction of that thing,
and they talk in fifths.
But what's the weight of the Komatsu without his modifications? The Komatsu.
I remember
with the front
without any. So the plow and everything.
Whistling Diesel moved his, and he had to remove
the scraper on the front,
the ripper, and it just hit £100,000. So whatever that is in real money,
50 ton.
But Almighty Boy's taken 18 months to add. All his welding with concrete.
That cuts probably 100 ton.
Yeah. So a grader, like you say, a grader will not stop it. It might slow it down for a minute, but it's not going to stop it.
15 ton.
Yeah. It's a hell of a unit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's done well.
At this
Fair play
point,
to him, I think.
at this point, local authorities and the Colorado State
Crack
Patrol
on.
feared they were running out of options in terms of firepower. They've fired over 200 rounds and have been ineffective up to that point.
How long had this gone on for, roughly?
It wasn't that long, was it?
I want in
4
total.
hours, wasn't it?
It was
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Was
from
it?
start to
I was going to
finish.
say, like, why not get the army in? But you're not going to get them there quick enough,
no.
are you?
No.
Yeah.
This is where we're getting to. And that Heemeyer would soon turn up against the civilians of Granby. Governor Bill Owens allegedly considered authorizing the National Guard to either use an Apache TAC helicopter equipped with a Hellfire missile or a 2-man fire team with a Javelin anti-tank missile to destroy the bulldozer. In late 2011, Governor Owens' staff vehemently denied considering such a course of action. Members of the State Patrol, however, claimed that to the contrary, that the governor did consider authorizing an attack, but ultimately decided against it due to the potential collateral damage of a missile strike in the heart of Granby being significantly higher
fucking
than
good
what
video, though,
Heemeyer
wasn't it?
could have caused with his bulldozer.
But they couldn't stop it anyway, could they?
No.
Like, they couldn't just shoot the windscreen and pull him
Oh,
out.
there was
'cause he
no
thought
windscreen
about
to
that.
shoot.
Yeah, he spent so long reinforcing it. You're never going to get into it.
Exactly. Heemeyer finally attacked Gamble's store, targeting it due to the owner's involvement in the hearings about the batch plant. Unfortunately, he was unaware of a small basement on the property. Heemeyer drove in and dropped a tread into the basement.
It's Achilles heel.
The radiator had already been damaged, and the engine was overheating
Yes.
before failing.
Because it was so enclosed, it
Yeah.
started to overheat already.
It was noted that even if Heemeyer had been able to free the bulldozer, it would have not been able to operate much longer due to its overheating. About a minute later, at 16:30 hours, one of the SWAT team members who had swarmed around the machine reported hearing a single gunshot from inside the cab. It was later determined that Heemeyer had shot himself in the head with a .357 caliber handgun. Police first used explosives in an attempt to remove the steel plates for fear of booby traps, but after the third explosion failed, they decided to cut through it with an oxyacetylene torch. After getting inside, they found the access hatch with enough food and water to last a week. Grand County Emergency Management Director Jim Hallahan stated that the authorities were able to gain access and remove Heemeyer's body at 2 a.m. the next day.
I was going to say,
June the
wasn't
5th.
it like 7 hours it took him to get into it?
That's,
Was it 7 hours?
That's
So
10 hours.
Was it 10 hours?
10
Yeah, so he fell in the basement and got stuck,
Yeah.
shot himself,
Yeah.
and it still took him 10 hours
10
to break
hours.
into the thing.
Yeah.
The thing is, you got to
That's
think,
mad,
you got to
isn't it?
cut, you got oxyacetylene that first layer out.
Yeah.
Then you've got to get a stone disc
Yeah.
and cut and chisel and beat all that concrete out, and then you've got to get in there again with an oxyacetylene and cut your
That's a
second
long
layer.
time.
out.
He knew he was doing. He knew that it was going to
Well,
take him.
he'd been welding for
Yeah,
fucking
18 months.
He'd been he'd been a welder for God. He'd been
Yeah.
running the welding his muffler repair shop for 11 years, and God knows how long he'd been welding before that
I believe he was a welder before he even came.
to Granby.
Yeah.
What a way to go. What a
caused
way to go.
$7
Oh, I don't condone
million
it, but fuck.
worth of damage.
And killed no one but
No one.
himself.
Yeah, yeah,
there's-
you're right. That's
there
the
are-
bottom line. No one got hurt apart from him. Really.
Yeah.
No one
There
else
were
died, did they?
numerous people saying like he made it kind of his thing not to hurt
Yeah.
any innocent
No.
bystander.
Yeah, and he only aimed at the people that had fucked him over.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a reckless sort of...
And that's the thing. He's
Thing.
got I assume a Barrett 50 cal in there. He's got a 308 and a 22 and a couple handguns.
Couple
They say.
handguns.
Like he had fire imports out of the thing. He could have shot at all those police that
Yeah.
were running alongside him, but he didn't have any grievances with the police. He just had a grievance with certain people in the town and the town itself. I think what is it? He said sometimes
Reasonable men have to do unreasonable things.
Yeah.
that's it.
And then after that, it was bang. Done.
But I don't know if that's a government overreach
It's
thing.
like-
I think that's
no,
more
yeah.
corrupt government.
It would only
look-
happen in America. I mean, that would never happen in Somerset, would it?
Well,
It's just Americans are
Give me
fucking
enough
doolally.
time
Well,
and,
there's no-
enough
You-
evening
I know you're
courses.
working on it. Yeah.
there was more about that bloke that shot that planning officer back along.
Oh, God.
Where was this? Haven't
Oh,
heard.
Robert,
Haymeyer.
no. Oh, God, what was his name?
Come on, Mule, you started this.
Oh, I don't know. I don't pay that much attention. But a similar idea.
Robert
Getting
Dryden, I
pissed
wanna
off
say.
at local authorities
Yeah.
and just take things in your own hands.
That guy, Robert Dryden, I want to say he was. That was back in the, was it late 90s?
Where was this?
The early 90s, late 80s?
I don't know where it was in England.
Robert Dryden, I
Oak
think.
Hill, was it?
Who was it? It was...
But that was a similar thing. He shot like a parish council leader or something.
Albert Dryden, sorry. Albert Dryden. Yeah, he shot a planning officer.
Albert Brenneman.
Well, Albert Dryden was a funny old fucking stick, really, because he was, I suppose you could almost say he was our Marvin Heemeyer.
It's a similar thing.
It isn't, this basically...
He had a kill tractor.
He
had a
He'd
fucking
been brought
boat
to the
and
edge.
lawnmower.
He'd been brought to the edge by a local authority, basically.
Yeah, but he didn't help himself in any way. They were like, look, you can't
Yeah, but
just
like
start building a bungalow. And he was like, well,
from the other
I want
side,
to.
like Hemar moved the goalposts on buying it so drastically. It started at 200,000, then it was 400,000, and then he wanted a million. So they kind of gave up a little bit.
If he wasn't so greedy, he might not have led
But
him
at the
to
same
do
time,
what
he shouldn't
did.
have to sell it.
Yeah, they forced him into a box, I think. And
A KILLDOZER
I'm not
box.
going to lie. If someone said, I'll give you 500 grand for your business, I'd be like,
Sure.
yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Would you not be like,
Sipping
make it
Mai
800?
Tais.
No, I'd be like, yep.
Or I'll fuck you up.
I wouldn't think right.
We'll build a kill Passat.
Yeah.
With the
piss-
goats.
It's already killed one
And some
goat, so you know.
beads.
My take on it was that he
Fuck
didn't
the
want
virgins.
he didn't want anything other than to keep his muffler shop open, just keep doing his thing. And he thought, if I'm going to sell it, I kind of get it from both sides. If you're going to sell it, you want to see how far you can push someone. I want a bit more. I want a bit more.
The
I
other
want a
thing,
bit
he
more.
had no wife or kids or family, did
Nope.
he? So he probably thought, you know what? If I do what I'm going to do, I'm not really going to upset. You know, I haven't got a
God will
wife. I
bless
haven't got
me
a
to get the
family.
machine done.
So who's going to be pissed off? You know, I'm not going to leave anyone in behind and
Yeah.
think I shouldn't have done that.
But
I
yeah,
guess.
as far as government overreach, I wouldn't say that's.
It's
I
a
do
hell of
that.
a story, though.
Yeah, it's a brilliant story.
Hell
but
of a story.
And then Whistling Diesel's bringing it back up 20 years
He's
later.
got it.
Yeah.
He's cashing in.
I can't believe
Yeah.
he drove it through Granby.
Yeah, but he was quite good about it, though,
Yeah.
wasn't he? Like he
It's a
was.
very,
well, it might be edited, but what he
I
put on
think,
his channel,
Yeah.
he wasn't
I think
that
he's sensible enough.
Yeah,
to-
he was like, "Do you want to talk about it? Is it sensitive?" And then people were like, "You know what? It's been a long time.
guy
I
that
wasn't
wrote
here when it
police were
happened."
like, you're not taking it off, and
No.
it's not like it's not a recreation, is it? It's
Yeah.
not like a no. It's just like a standard.
Yeah, we just come
Bulldozer.
14 hours out
Ain't
of
got
our
no
way
armor
home.
plate now that it has it. And the bloke that wrote the book, who was one of the consultants on Tread,
He turned
came
up,
up-
didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
read the book. He wasn't a good man.
So what's the movie? I haven't seen the movie. Tread, is it?
Tread,
and that's
yeah.
about Marvin.
I think it's like a documentary.
Movie
I haven't
type
seen it
thing.
for a
Very
lot.
good.
I think 3
Very
years
good.
ago I watched
Yeah.
it.
I didn't know it was a
give-
film on it.
Yeah, it's called
No,
Tread.
I just thought
it
Whistling
was
Diesel
on
was,
Netflix.
the only one
That's
who
it.
did it.
That's where I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's on Netflix anymore. You have to check. I'm sure it'd be back on trending.
Be somewhere.
Yeah.
Let's give that a watch.
Do you know after it happened, do you know they cut up the KILLDOZER into like loads of pieces and sent it to loads of different scrapyards over the state so nobody
will-
could have souvenirs from it.
They should have left it in the middle of the town.
What's that thing that
On a
Indiana
monument.
Jones finds? That's cut up into like a load of different pieces. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's been
It was Komatsu D35 something, wasn't it?
It's like Mo
know.
Robinson's Scania.
Like-
Yes.
I only want the cab.
believe.
Someone's
Where's
turned
that
into a
gone?
bar. The cab.
Yeah.
Some Dutch guys, I think, in it, are turning it into a bar.
That is quite distasteful.
Yeah, it's a
Why-
bit.
like, why did we crush it?
Yeah, no, they put it. Chinese takeaways got it. Front of their, front of their fucking desk.
Why not just crush shit like that
I don't understand that. I don't understand why she didn't crush it.
and then fucking churn it?
You say that,
Make
but look,
mulch.
look at the Range Rover. That's still on the. That's
yeah, that's
still
true.
about. That was only
Fucking
because
Essex boys.
it's only because it was worth so much money back then. It was actually owned by the finance company, and they were like,
Oh.
"Well, we're not losing money on it. Just give it a quick scrub out and Get her on and go.
That's something you see pop up every few years and go. Oh.
It was up recently, about a month ago.
Go on.
I tried to make it. It's one of those cars, really, isn't
No,
it?
you don't.
That's what I thought. I thought I could make this make sense just about financially, but why?
Good content.
It's just
For the lols.
for the law.
We have no fucking money.
How much
Come
does-
on, Patreon,
no,
cough
for
up.
me, not the fucking podcast.
How much did it sell for?
It was up for 30, and I believe it went for 19.
See?
It's not a lot
That's
of money.
not a lot. I'll renew my card membership for Patreon. That's another £6 a month you're going to get
But
on
it's
top of
kind
everything
of
else.
fucking grim, innit? Like,
Wow.
you know,
And at the end of the day, it's a piece of shit.
Pat Tate, Tony Tucker, and I can't remember Ralph something. I can't remember his surname.
Wiggum.
Ralph Wiggum.
I better
Like
get up a fucking wet hill though.
I can taste colours.
Go banana.
Watch the trees.
Hey, Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Isn't that Ralph Wiggum? Is what's her name? No, whose son? Chief
Yeah.
Wiggum. But it's not. It's his mate.
Yeah, because he looks.
Yeah, you look at the
hair. Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? Yeah.
Another conspiracy theory. That's for next time.
They're trying to turn the frogs gay.
I'm all about Millhouse. He's the boy. Millhouse Van Houten. Anyway, what about change the subject slightly? Your Sky King.
Oh,
That's a good story.
That is a really good story. It's
King.
really sad. Just really.
It's sad, but also it's brilliant in that he was like, I'm not going to hurt anyone.
He just wanted
I'm
to
going to
go out.
crash it. I'm going to, and he doesn't he say to them, because ground control's talking to him, and he's like, "Can this thing do a barrel roll?" And they're like, "Well, no, I don't think it should." He's like, "Hey, man, let's give it a go."
He did a barrel roll.
He did a barrel roll in it,
10 feet from as he came down 10 feet from the water.
and then he went out to the middle of nowhere
And
where there's
just-
no one there, and fucking killed himself. It's a beautiful story. It's a bit fucked up,
It is. It's kind of.
but I love it.
A man that just wanted to go out on his own terms.
Yeah, he was only like 33.
He was,
early 30s. He's like a baggage handler at the
That's it,
airport.
yeah, he was a baggage
But he was
handler,
in the
wasn't he?
flight simulator and shit on his PC at home. He also had a few demons in his head.
Well,
Didn't want to live much longer and just thought, fuck it.
There's
I'm
a
gonna go
theory
out on
that
a
he had
bang.
CTE, wasn't there?
What's that?
He played college football, I believe, or high school football, American football, and CTE is
your,
basically concussion on concussion on concussion.
Oh, so just fucks.
It's the same thing that
you
is it
up.
Chris Benet, that wrestler that killed his whole fucking family years ago. Remember that? He was in WWE.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and he killed
No,
Chris
I don't
Benet.
remember
He
that.
killed
Benoit.
Benoit, maybe. Yeah, he killed his whole family, didn't he? He went like then he had
Jesus.
CTE, and there's been loads of That's why it's so prevalent now. Like if you get a
Yeah.
concussion in sports, they're like whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah,
like,
steady on, son.
if you hit your head once, it's bad, and if you hit your head again straight like not long after, I think it's within like 24 hours or something like that. Again, it hugely amplifies that initial
does it?
the damage that you do.
But Sky King didn't have that, did he? He
Well, that's
just,
the no,
he might
because-
have done.
He might have done. They're not sure, but he did play a lot of college football, and
Okay.
it can lead to irrational and real weird behavior.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Good story, though.
I love Sky King.
Yeah.
Sky King's such a like. It's kind of touching. It's touching. It's sad.
It's just it's everything, and the fact that he doesn't really hurt anyone. That's the main thing. Is he goes out, steals a fucking airliner, says to it's like mission control or whatever.
An
Can I do a
airliner
barrel roll?
that is notoriously hard to fly. Yeah, and just fucking just like woohoo.
Yeah, fair play.
Never fly one of these before, man, but it's pretty easy. I get the hang of it.
Yeah, but you listen to the audio, and he's happy as he's just happy. He's like, what am I going to do?
If you
How
got
do I
some,
do this?
if you got some time to kill on this Friday, if you're listening, or whatever day you're listening on, really, you can go on YouTube and listen to 2.5 hours of Marvin Heemeyer's tapes. They're on there.
The audios.
And it
yeah,
he just lays it all out in it from his own opinions of what went down, and that's whether sometimes reasonable men have to do unreasonable things, and God will bless me to get the machine done came from. But yeah, so there you go. There's our little government overreach episode. I hope you've enjoyed our little tales. I think that's pretty much it, boys. Isn't it? We're knocking on now. So Marlon, you look shattered, mate.
Been a week.
If it fuck it, I'm done.
Oh,
Been a
what
week.
a week!
Late
December, late January, February, Early February, back in 24. Remember that? What a fucking week!
What a very special time.
Oh,
for
what
my
a
life.
week!
Oh, what a week.
Oh, what a week!
Buy fucking tickets to the event
Come
or
on, Dave.
don't. We don't care, but we'd love to fucking see you.
Bring your cash.
Yeah, cash.
Cash, gash.
Cash, splash of gash. Cash.
Put your pussy lips on live, I'll give you $1,000.
Do you remember there was the cash point outside the front of Tesco's in Wales for
Used to
so long
battered.
had gash written above it. Yeah, anyway, that's another pointless.
R.I.P. Kudos. We spoke about Kudos.
No, we're not getting into that now. We all go. Fuck
That's another government overreach.
Fine. Fuck you. Whatever.
it. If you see a fucking 560/80 with a load of fucking steel on it driving down Shepton bypass, you know where it's heading. Right. We'll love you, leave you. Thank
Until
you.
next week. Oh no, not
Thank
yet.
you everyone for listening. I've been Reg.
I've been Marlon.
I've been drinking cider.
Oh, I've been mule.
Right, and that's the end.
Oh.
Until next week.
See you later, Paul Walker, mate.